Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. I haven't said this yet, but it's Filipino American History Month. Why haven't you sent me $5 yet? We're going to stop the show until you do.
What's his guys? What's it? I don't forget his Vimbo. What is
Venmo?
it? It's okay at Filipino.
I see it.
All right.
Coffee Jan.
Yep.
All right, and welcome to the Giant Bombcast. My name is Jan Choa, episode 862. You don't have to send $5, just a kind kiss on the mouth through the internet. That's right. I'm waiting also. All right,
Kiss
beautiful.
him.
Beautiful.
I was trying to send the Filipino flag, but I don't know how to find that. So but there you go.
Damn, you did actually have to send me $5. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm not going to continue this podcast till I'm sent $50.
Nope.
Bye, Mike.
Get one.
Stop sending me money. This was a bit. Folks, we're working
your
right now.
Your Venmo is at Dan Reichert.
Yes, that's right. I
Anyone
thought it'd be a
listening.
fun goof.
What was the thing in school where they would? Well, I know we haven't introduced anybody yet, but where like they would pin money to their shirt. I would see that. I was never cool enough to be a participant in that.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. If and when I eventually get married, y'all are obviously going to be invited, and then y'all are going to partake in the money dance.
Okay.
Mike will. Yeah, don't worry. There'll be a giant pig there, and it'll be like roasted. It's going to be great.
I thought it would be like a live pig running around.
Maybe we'll have that too.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Folks, welcome to Giant Bombcast episode 862, powered by N60. I'm your host, Janet Shoa. Joining me, co-captain of the ship. That's right. He is carrying the roast pig on his shoulders, solo dolo. Jeff Grubb.
That's right. Oink oink. I got it right here. Very happy to be here, Jan. Ready to rock and roll after a long weekend.
That's right. We got Mr. Long Weekend himself, chilling, maxing, and relaxing. He's on his tummy, feet kicking in the air, the optimal podcasting position. Dan Reichert.
That's right. I'll be doing this whole podcast in an upward-facing dog position in a
I'd rather
child's
you
playroom. No,
Yeah.
here's a proper.
Wait, the problem is with the mic, we could hear all your grunts, and I'm just.
Oh yeah.
Not
Yeah,
a fan.
it's been a
I
lot
will
of
be physically
exhaling.
uncomfortable this whole time.
yeah.
So get ready for some grunting. Yeah.
Okay.
Get ready for some grunting, the good old Giant Bomb motto. And speaking about grunting, he's grunting, he's huffing, he's puffing because he's got that dog in him. He's the meanest man in games media, the bad boy of games media, as we all say, Mike Minotti.
It's me. I'm really mean and angry. I had to work yesterday. What the heck? You all three got some time off. It sounded
Your
nice.
company doesn't respect indigenous people.
It's not.
I didn't
Time
even
off.
bother.
I had to listen to Mike Mahardy talk about wine for a long time. That's not time off.
Someone I
Yeah.
actually sympathize with. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't bother to check if we actually had yesterday off. I just didn't show up or turn on my computer.
Well, that's how it works, right? I'm pretty sure that's how most holidays work.
Yeah. They specifically sent a message being like, to be clear, we do not have Monday off, so I couldn't feign ignorance.
Ah, nuts. Folks, boys, how's everyone doing? How's everyone good? A 3-day weekend, except for Mike. You just had a weekend.
Just a weekend.
Everyone okay? Everyone doing fine?
Yeah, it was just a weekend. And yesterday I had to watch the Yankees beat the Guardians. After I had to explain to Dan that no, the Yankees are not America's sweetheart. Hell no, they are the worst, and we all hate them.
Everyone
the thing
hates
I
the
know
Yankees.
about the Yankees. The thing I know about the Yankees is the time that Punk and Cena were feuding, and he's like, "You've become the thing you hate. You've become the New York Yankees."
Right,
and Cena immediately punched him in the face.
It was the one time that it was like something got to Cena, and he didn't just brush it off and go, "That's a fine speech." So
rub his head.
that tells you how awful it is to be compared to the Yankees. I was looking it up yesterday. The team with the second most World Series wins, I think it was like the Cardinals with 11.
The Cardinals?
11.
Yeah.
St.
St.
Louis.
Louis.
Ozzie
Cardinals,
Smith.
very good.
Ozzie Smith.
So, and then
Okay.
number one's the Yankees with 27.
Yep.
Was that before when like they only had 5 baseball teams?
They won a lot early on, but they like they won like a bunch in the 70s, and they've won a couple in the 80s, 90s, and aughts. They just didn't win any like since 2009, which for them is like a horrible drought. Give me a break. Oh, while they spend 3 times as much as our team on salaries. Oh, I usually am not like a
All right, rein 'em in.
rivalry guy.
Jan, rein 'em in.
I'm not a sports hater
He's
person.
It's just gonna get worse.
I hate the Yankees.
He's
Those damn Yankees. Why can't we beat them?
Why does he know a song about the Yankees?
Because it's from the musical Those Damn Yankees, which we did in high school.
We did?
Well, Bowen,
You
high
were
school
there,
did.
and you were there too.
Yeah. Those damn Yankees.
So I went camping over the weekend, and I enjoy being out in the wilderness, boys. You know, disassociating in the woods.
Did you start a fire?
Actually,
No, he didn't start the fire. Metroid, George Floyd.
Oh, okay.
I saw a picture of Mike Minotti by a fire, thinking
Yeah.
about life. Yeah.
Yeah.
How was your fire, Jan?
Hey,
Wait,
pro
real
tip-
quick, we got to pause. Mike was making a reference to a song. He wasn't just randomly saying Metroid George Floyd.
Yes.
Okay, yes, to be clear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Okay, all right. Okay, I can breathe again.
Right, because not everyone is as online as we are.
Thanks,
Okay.
buddy.
I got your back, man. I
Oh,
got your
boy.
back.
No, everyone online knows everything, like how I hate Mario Party historically.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
You
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
never enjoyed that
Yeah.
game ever.
Yeah.
No,
Jan, how's your
we'll get to
fire?
that.
Hey, pro tip: if you are setting up a camp stove and screwing in your little propane tank, don't do it upside down, and don't do it directly next to another camp stove, and don't then ask me to screw it in while the other camp stove is in because you can't get the thread to latch.
Did you explode?
I singed
Are you
off-
dead?
Maybe.
This
I
is why
singed
you
off-
don't mess with propane.
All right. Okay, fine. I'll concede there, Dan. Only in the
Thank you.
camping situation. But I singed off part of my chin hair and part of my mustache. It was a giant flame. And then, like, the kids that were there were like, oh, wow, Uncle Jan, your fire was bigger than this campfire. And I'm like, all right, kids, well, go the fuck over there because I need to calm down for a bit. Anyway,
I have to go cry this one off. Sorry.
I haven't hung out with, like, normal people in an extended amount of time. Like I just haven't even like seen my like regular decular friends in a hot minute. So it was very odd for me to hang out with normal people because I didn't know how to talk to them because we live such weird lives.
Uh-huh.
So I resorted to just asking them mic check questions.
Yeah. Did you ask them what their favorite star was?
I did not resort to the favorite
Damn.
star line. I was like, "Hey, Joe, hot dogs or burgers? You know what's that deal?" And then I would just go around this stupid fucking table as we're all playing dominoes because I don't know how to talk to people. It's become a problem. God.
You kept saying "Hezo" when you were done with your meals.
Yeah.
Also, I couldn't not say shoot and work, and then I had to explain that.
Oh yeah, that one's really I cannot say real anymore. It's bad.
No, it's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's I enjoy because like we remember hanging out those ladies at PAX that work at the development company, and they kept saying you're serving the C word, and I can't say I know they, and it was like. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what they mean. I pieced it together pretty quickly, but it was like, this rules. I love that they're just talking to me in their own language. How fun is this? I get to feel like, oh, they're including me in their little clique, and it made me want to double. I was thinking about this recently. Made me want to double down on saying shoot and work and Hezo and all that. So.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I thought we decided this like a year ago.
Oh,
That we're just-
absolutely. Yes.
Very,
Yeah,
I think
okay.
even then. And then someone asked like, "Hey, Jan, you want whiskey in your coffee this morning?" And I just look at him, and go, "Amen, brother." And then he's just looking at me like, "Is that a yes? Do you not want it?"
Oh, come on. How could it possibly be a no?
I don't know.
yeah.
And I just kept saying brother and shoot and work. My brain is broken. We have Giant Bomb has developed our own specific brain rot within the bigger brain rot of the internet. And then I couldn't sleep one of the nights camping because being too high in the woods, you just get paranoid. And then I I was just staring at the top of my tent, and then I came to this conclusion, and I find this safe. This is a safe space because I trust you, gentlemen. I trust our audience. I think Giant Bomb is a hot dog website. I think we're a very hot dog forward group.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Yes.
I don't think we're burger people. I think we're hot dog people.
Okay, no, literally 20 minutes ago, I went to a burger place, White Manna Burger in Hackensack, New Jersey, and I had 3 cheeseburgers right before this podcast, and I loved them.
Dan's
They're incredible.
definitely a burger person. I don't know
3
if Dan-
cheese. Like, how big are these cheeseburgers?
They're like slider type things. It's like the
okay.
best White Castle
yeah.
you've ever
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
Anyone who knows White Manna Burger, it's like the best burger. Period.
Yeah, but
yeah, I
like-
had 3 of them and fries.
And I enjoy smash burgers, and I will eat burgers more often than I ever eat a hot dog. But as a collective, I think we're a hot dog.
I think here's how it is. Like, because everyone that eats meat likes burgers. I think. But it's like burgers are like Kermit the Frog, where it's like that's everyone's favorite Muppet, of course. But what's your real favorite Muppet? And I think like very quickly we get to hot dog, where a lot of other people wouldn't even mention hot dog.
I love hot dogs, but given the choice, I think cheese applies better to a burger.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the burger because it's a better vessel for
But
cheese.
you don't like mustard, which really limits
I
your
haven't
ability
really
to
had it.
enjoy hot dogs. You've never had it.
Yeah. You can't laugh at that, Mike. You don't get to laugh at
I
that.
tried most of the things I don't like, I think.
Well, I say we're a hot dog website because I had that chili dog in the back, and then whenever I think of Grubb and I think of Grubb and food, I think of 2 plain hot dogs.
Yeah. And Sheets was adding us this weekend, so it's like stir up that
they're
pot
too
again.
cowardly to give the real answer.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then there's that old shirt with Klepek of him in a hot dog costume, and that's a fun shirt. I think
I found out that I think I wore that once on like a Making Mario stream once, and then people kept buying the hot dog shirt again, and we had to like restock the Patrick hot dog shirt long after he left. Yeah,
I think we should put that back on. We should put that back on the store.
Hot dog
Patrick.
week, yeah.
I
There you
think
go.
Patrick might get some points on that one.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Hook 'em up.
Oh my God. Yeah. Let's do that. Anyone else got anything else they want to chat about? Get off their chest. This is the therapy half hour of the show that voicemail dump truck is.
I don't know. I was just very amused. We got a Discord message from Dan where he just sent what appeared to be the most innocuous screenshot possible of Metaphor ReFantazio, and he was like, "This is 90 seconds in," with like the subtext being like,
Okay.
"Can you believe this stupid
Okay.
shit?"
In defense of Dan, here's what it says. Scheming man, is fantasy limited
this is
to the
how big.
confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation? Fuck out of here, you nerds.
Oh my
What do
god!
you mean?
Oh my god! You guys can't
Thank you,
handle
Grubb.
So
the
lame.
Thank you,
little
Grubb.
bit.
Thank you, Grubb.
No.
Thank you,
Damn, I
Grubb.
read that. I'm like, there's no
Thank
way
you.
that's metaphor,
Thank you.
because that's bad writing. And everyone's
Oh
like,
my
oh, what a good
God.
game, good writing.
Grubb. Let me tell you
guys.
about this. I went in because everyone loves this game. You know, Bianca started it. She's loving it. Everyone's. I was just talking to some friends while I'm here in Jersey, and everyone's loving it. And
I'll
I thought,
start
you
it
know what
today.
I love? I was like, you know what I love? I genuinely love these moments of character growth where it's like, you know what? I'm going to give this another shot. I was so
New Dan. New Dan.
I was like, oh, Death Stranding. I was so, I didn't give it the right chance. I'm going to come back to it, maybe new, fresh eyes and everything. I like growing as a person. I was like, you know what? I've never played a Persona because I always just assumed I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't, it's anime, it's whatever. But like, you know what? No, I'm going to go in, fresh start, new series, Metaphor, going to try this out. I loaded up, and there's like a lot of anime at the beginning, and I'm like, that's fine. There's a prince and a dead king and a fire wand and things you've seen in every fantasy bullshit ever. They're like, that's fine.
Love fire wands.
And the first time you get any kind of control is that text box that says, "Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation?"
Oh, I forgot. Yes, it's a choice. Yeah.
Yeah, and you get a text, and I'm just like, "Oh, brother, this is fucking."
I do not. What I don't see what's so weird about this text box. You guys can't handle the smallest amount of flowery speech. If Hideo Kojima wrote that, you would think it's like hilarious or deep or interesting.
No, I think it's hilarious and dumb.
1,000,000%.
Okay.
Yes,
If a
but
baby
it's dumb and I
attached to
know
your
it.
chest said that line to you, you would just think it's hilarious and amazing.
Yeah, okay, listen.
Grubb, if a
context
Pikmin
matters.
said this to you, If a Pikmin said this line to you, you'd eat that shit up.
That's true. That's definitely true.
I haven't seen this many Mike is right messages in chat.
Okay, yeah, because there's a lot of fans of this game in
There's
chat.
a lot of
sure.
nerds.
There's a lot of nerds.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I watch Kojima and I'm laughing at how stupid the dialogue is. Like, that's what I've been doing with my life over here. So if that's how you want me to take this, okay. But I don't think that's what you mean.
And also context-wise, like, you know me, I want to be playing a video game. I want to feel like I'm playing a video game. And so I'm watching, and I'm like, I'm waiting to get control. And the first time you give me control is to ask me if fantasy is confined to the limits of imagination. That's the first interaction I have with this video game.
Yeah,
I'm not judging this game based on this picture. I'm just commenting on this picture because this is not me playing the game.
We'll go beyond that. I made it 12 minutes in, and there were at least 5 or 6 times I almost quit. And I in my head, I was like, I have to push through. I have to push through because Bianca's even like, hey, you got to commit to at least like a couple hours. It is going to be story heavy up top. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to commit to this. I made it 12 minutes and seriously pushed past quitting like 5 or 6 times.
Why is it weird for it to ask you?
I can't do it.
Why is it weird for the game to ask you if you think if you think fantasy is
because that's a nonsense, stupid question.
It makes perfect sense.
It's not a stupid question.
Okay,
what the fuck is it talking about?
It's the kind of thing. It sounds sophomoric to me, where it's like this is the kind of thing a high kid in college starts talking about. And again, I'm only judging this picture because I haven't played the game. So I'm sure if I get more context, I will like it more than Dan. I am betting.
And the high person that's asking you that in college is wearing that Jim Morrison shirt that says an American poet on it.
Okay. Yeah. Dan, this game speaks to the people that kept buying Wyatt 6 and the Fiend merch at a Hot Topic.
That checks out. Checks out.
Also, the game is called Metaphor. ReFantazio.
I don't get metaphors.
Yeah,
Clearly.
that's true. Yeah. That's definitely.
I think it's an interesting question to wonder if fantasies can impact reality. I think it's something
they're not real.
But it's a message that the game is talking about throughout the whole game.
Listen, okay, here's where I'm new, Dan. Here's where I'm open-minded and stuff. I bet it's a really good game. A lot of people whose opinion I really respect, they love this game. I bet it's very well made. I think it's stupid. In my head, seems like a bunch of weird fans. I'm some Fire Emblem kid, probably with amnesia. Like, oh wow, amazing! But I'm sure it's really good.
I recently watched Point Break during one of your streams, and I was like, yeah, like that it was stupid, and you were like kind of like indignant that I thought that was stupid. Like, what's stupid about Point Break? And I was
Grubb,
like,
hey, Grubb, is anything stupid about Point Break?
In a very fun way, Johnny Utah's a stupid name. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I know,
like some sincerity is good. Not everything. I get that. Like a Dragon Ball was a good gateway because it's kind of a big goof in a lot of ways, and it has sincerity mixed with it. But yeah, Metaphor does take itself pretty seriously, but that's good sometimes.
It's sincere. It's like difference of sincerity and whimsy. And I acknowledge that both of you have whimsy in your lives. It's just a very different genre of whimsy.
I haven't played it. And I don't think this. We don't need to start the podcast with trying to convince us to like this game based on this.
I'm not trying to.
We begged you not to play it, so we wouldn't have to do this. We tried to stop you.
That's why we had the discussion on the separate podcast.
Look, I played 12 minutes of this. I think I'm
an expert,
justified to talk about this with confidence. Yeah.
Is Jeff not eating that apple yet so I can unblock
I'm not going to eat
camera?
the apple. You're fine. It was just a bit.
Okay, I can look at you again.
Yes. Jesus, you really did have a window over me that whole time. I'm holding a screwdriver now. There you go.
Oh, you're holding a screwdriver. That's why chat was talking about that.
Dan, I really want to have a spoiler cast for Metaphor ReFantazio. Could we just have you on the podcast, but only your but only your face cam?
Time and a half? If I can get like time and a half, yeah.
I don't think we get time and a half.
Hazard pay.
We're gonna need to write up some new contracts because I can't handle that shit.
I just want to see your face as we're like talking about it. Is why
you should have seen my face in this room, laying in bed, and that screen popped up, and I think I might have audibly been like, "Oh fuck you."
That's what I love. You said to us like, "This is 90 seconds in," and I was just like, "Oh damn." It's just a screenshot.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just read.
It sets a tone.
Let me just read the Discord conversation here. Okay. Are we fine with me giving the timestamps? Okay.
Yeah,
This
do
is
it.
9:15
I
p.m.
just come back from dinner with my hearty. Yes.
Yeah. The previous conversation is us talking about the Yankees and prime ballers.
Hell yeah. We can do that again. I can go about the Yankees some
No.
more.
We're done with sports
no.
today. We're done with sports.
Okay.
All right.
Fair.
9:15. This is a different conversation. Oh, I already hate this. And this is the screenshot where Dan shares. Dan Reichert. This is like 90 seconds in. 9:46. Mike. Lol. Oh, Dan. 7 a.m. today. We told you you'd hate it, I say. Dan, immediately. I wanted to be open-minded, but it's stupid. We have a good time.
Yeah.
We have a good time.
That guy seems right. Yeah.
Damn Yankees,
I love this.
why
The chat's
can't
not like,
you?
aren't Dan and Grubb the reason people added yellow paint in video games? What does that have to do with anything we're talking about?
It all comes back to yellow paint.
Yeah. Yeah, I like mostly stupid things. That's right, and I'm okay with owning that.
Oh, are you gonna
it's
give
not
us your
just stupid
Gamera
things. Here's the
speech
thing.
again?
That was Roger Ebert, but yes.
Are you trying
Is
to
it
like
fair to
blue
say,
collar gamer me?
You know what? I was not going in that direction. You guys, a lot of people like this, and it seems just fine to me. First impression, I agree with Dan. Like, I'm sorry.
Hey, yeah, thank you. And Grubb, is it fair to say both of us, we like video games where it feels like we're playing a video game?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Not to say that you guys don't, but like that's the only kind of game we like. Yeah.
Yeah. I like playing games. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not saying you don't play
Like a
games
Dragon
here.
is turn-based, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but there's more going on there. You're moving around. and
There's
it's
a
not
lot
like
going
picking
on
up-
here. There's a lot going on here.
Man, mud is good, Sean.
I don't know.
You're right.
I
Let's talk about
didn't get
Mud
to a
Runner.
battle, so I don't know.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
going to be a long time before you actually get to a battle, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right. Okay. Well, what we've learned is we can all like different things.
Apparently not.
I thought that's what we landed on.
It's a huge problem.
Grubb, God bless you, by the way.
Yeah, I'm here for you,
my
man.
God.
I'm here for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, it's stupid.
God, we have so many things in video games that are stupid the other way, like intentionally
Stupid
goof or
the
whatever.
other
Like
way.
a little sincerity now and then. Come on,
You're right. And here's the good news. We do not have the power to take this away from
You're
you guys.
right, you're
So
right, you're
you're
right.
good. You're going to be just...
I would.
I
Look,
just want
the
my
B
friends
button-
to like the things I like, so we can appreciate them together.
Yeah, it's like, there's the B button that I decided I'm not going to hit and kill all the bees. But if you could just like take the label that says bees off and put stupid video games on it, I would press that.
Oh,
Yeah,
But this
Yeah.
wouldn't be in that category. this would not be in this
making decisions
category.
here. I'm programming the button.
I'm going to get some shoot heat. I'm standing with Dan on this one. Let's go.
Why do you want to shoot heat on this Tuesday? I've
don't
already
know.
discombobulated that it's a 3-day weekend.
Short week. Let's just do it.
I love
The
chat. I love
neighbor's
chat,
cat
like,
is staring at me right now because I'm yelling.
God, I would love if they push that button like all the Metal Gear Solid games are. Guys, like, no, wait, those aren't stupid. What are you talking about? No.
I wouldn't press it for shoot. It's fine if
Aw,
they exist.
thanks.
I just think they're
Thanks for letting us
stupid.
have our
Yeah.
stupid video game.
You can have your dumb games that make you feel smart and deep.
That's what it is. I just play that game and I sniff my own farts the whole time.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure
okay.
it says a bunch about colonialism or philosophy or something. I'm sure it's.
We're
yeah.
not doing colonialism week.
Oh, I'm sure there's an article out there about
Metal Gear
metaphor and what it
Solid
says
talks
about
about
colonialism.
Philosophy constantly.
Well, yeah, because it's deep and cool.
Okay. All right. All
And
right.
it
All
makes
right.
me feel deep and cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say one more thing about metaphor, and I know it's not gonna help the case, and I can already
I love it.
I can feel on the back of
can't
my
help it.
neck the sighs from Grubb and Dan, and I can
Let's do it.
see their eyes rolling. Okay, gents, will this convince you to play the game if like the big monster enemies in this game are called humans?
It's cool. It's so cool. Makes you think. It makes you think. Oh.
Listen, I liked it in The Walking Dead where like, we're The Walking Dead. All right, so I have no room to judge.
But yo, when you think about it, think about the metaphor, right?
Oh,
Think about the ReFantazio.
That's barely a simile, let alone a metaphor.
Yo, but maybe we're really the monsters in what we've done. All right, I'm letting y'all know during Game of the Year, I'm gonna sound like the stoner dude on campus trying
Please.
to convince you to join the club.
It's what I want.
Grubb, we need to form an alliance and nuke Metaphor from getting anywhere near Game of the Year.
Here's what I hope happens. I'm gonna go play it. I hope I love it. It's so that I can have a real heel turn against you. That'd be a good time.
That would be good. That'd be funny, but you will not love it.
You're almost certainly right. I have heard people talk about it, and the more people talk about it, it's like there's some stuff there that sounds pretty good. I don't know. Humans,
what if you're fun?
What
if you're fun? Like, what if you ride like a cool train bus that's like a thing, like a big worm?
Oh, no, that's
I'll
you would
play
actually like
Nobi
that.
Boy. I'll play Nobi Boy.
What if one of your objectives is get to the anus?
Okay.
There you go.
See, that got Grubb.
All right.
All right. There we go.
Hole of the year.
All right. Hole of the year. Yeah.
Yep. There it is.
All right. I guess let's keep talking about video games.
It's a very good game, by the way. I've been playing it. I'm going to talk about it here, but
yeah, it's a fantastic game. Mike, whenever you're done, let me know. Sean, whenever you're done, let me know because I want to have a legitimate spoiler cast.
Sure.
Yeah. Metaphor ReFantazio. I think it's 10 out of 10.
Okay, what do you think I would like better? If I had to play, gun to my head, all of Metaphor ReFantazio or 1,000 times Resist, which one would I
you
like
would
more?
not like either. You would take the gun.
Gun is an option.
You would take
I feel like
the
the way I see people talk about 1,000 times Resist is maybe even more intensive. Like, oh, this sounds fucking dumb.
No, you would take the gun and then like unalive yourself and then the person and then yourself again.
Desynchronized.
You would desync yourself, the person, and then you would desync the gun itself. And then like eat it. Oh my god.
I'm glad they still make real video games.
True.
Like Astro Bot and Balatro.
Yeah, don't worry, Dan. They still made the 15th Mario Party for you.
Hey, and I heard I hate it.
You know what?
Series,
yeah. Let's get to that. Dan Reichert, you played a video game that didn't talk about metaphors. I think I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
It's got a lot to say about colonialism.
This was not about colonialism, Dan. It's about racism.
Mario Party Jamboree is?
Yeah, yes.
It's about the
I missed
economy.
that whole metaphor. Yeah. Wow.
Well, if you notice the character select, not a lot happening there.
Okay, all right. Super
the
Mario
most
Party
ever.
Jamboree. Dan, you played it. You reviewed it for GameSpot. What's
I did. Check out my review on GameSpot. Apparently, I disliked it more than most. Look, I have very strong feelings about the Mario Party franchise. I probably think about it way more than any reasonable adult should. And this one, it's good in the way that, like, we're going to play it this week on the website. I think Thursday night we were talking about doing kind of a longer, let's say a Mario Party. So do the max turns, do the whole thing. It'll be me, the Blight Boys, and Bailey playing Mario Party. And that's going to be a great time. And that's the thing I said in the review is that, like, look, in that context, it's still Mario Party. It's still bullshit. We're going to have some drinks, play with friends, give each other shit, and it's going to be a great time. But there's just so much stuff that bugs me about this one where it's like, they were big on like, oh, it's the most minigames ever. It's 112 minigames. But like 50 of them, or around 50, are all relegated to all these. There's so much bloat, all these side modes, this Paratroopa Flight School and Rhythm Kitchen and Toad's Item Factory and the Bowser's Koopathlon and all this stuff. And like a lot of the games are exclusive to those modes. And some of the best ones even, like the Rhythm Kitchen thing, some of the best games are in there and you can't play them in the main party mode. So if the main thing people are going to be playing is the party mode and almost half the games are in other ones, some of the weaker ones are actually in the main party mode. I mean, there are some games there that slow down the process way more than any I've seen in previous Mario Party games, where it's like there's this gatekeepers game that like you have to kind of cycle around and just kind of guess which key is going to open what door, and it takes forever, and it's not a particularly fun one. So like there are several games now where I kind of like groan when they pop up, and it's like, God, this is going to take forever. And that's always been a thing in Mario Party games, taking forever to go around the board and item shops and bullshit like that. But like, I feel like it's more egregious in this one. And it's got a few like returning favorites, like the Bumper Balls and Shy Guy Says and stuff like that. But a lot of the new ones are like, there's a decent amount of them where it's just like, okay, here's these 3 things and you all have to pick one of them. But if you both pick the same one, neither of you get the thing. And it's just like, I know randomness is a part of Mario Party, but it seems more prevalent in this one than I've seen before. So I don't know, weaker mini games, more kind of laborious stuff. The maps are good. I'll give it that. It's the best original maps in a while because Superstars was great, but they were all from the 64. Super Mario Party's maps were pretty rough. So it's been a long time since we've had like good original maps. So I'll give it that. But yeah, overall a weaker one.
I feel like Mario Party Superstars has probably become my default Mario Party game. Do you think like this is going to be the new default for you, or do you think you're like maybe after the newness is off, you're going to go back to Superstars?
I'll do a few multiplayer things with this one for sure, and have fun with it. But like Superstars is just like that's the thing. That was the best of 10 plus Mario Party games, like a best of the best. And so it's like when that's the pool you're choosing between versus here's a bunch of new ones and a lot of them aren't that great. Man, it's hard to beat Mario Party Superstars, So that is definitely the default for me still.
Do they still have like a flood of Mario characters to choose from and party as, or have they pared that
It's the
down?
most, it's the most ever. It's 22, and you can unlock Pauline and Ninja, and you don't have to do a bunch. It's literally just like a little Easter egg from the menu to find them.
I got in trouble before for saying I don't like that you can just play as like nondescript Mario enemies. I don't like a Goomba being a Mario Party character.
What do you count, like Monty Mole?
That's borderline, but I think I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. No,
Don't
I
like
don't want a
Monty
Monty Mole. No, I like
Anti-Monty
Monty
Mole.
Mole, but Monty Mole is like I don't think there's any reason a Monty Mole should be a playable character. They should just pop up and try to hurt me in a platformer or maybe a kart racing
They're
game.
defiling the sanctity of Mario Party.
Exactly. Jeff gets it.
What if they put Paper Mario? Would that be okay with you?
Ooh.
Is it?
What if they had Super Saiyan 5 Mario?
Yeah.
That's not real, Grubb. They only go up to 4.
I don't think Paper Mario belongs outside of his own universe. Actually, I think it gets weird. It's like,
Wow,
why is this one
you're
thing made out of paper?
So
Yeah,
you're
he's
segregating someone, huh?
pro-segregation. Yeah.
Okay, well now, Jeff, if you had played Metaphor ReFantazio, you would know why that's bad.
Oh no, what are they doing to the humans?
Yeah. Oh, I had so a little peek behind the scenes. I had asked Bailey if she was down to partake in Mario Party this Thursday because she's a freak like you, Dan, and parentheses positive. And she is coming back from a work trip that day, so I thought like, maybe you won't want to do it. It's gonna be late. And she said, "Shut the fuck up. I'm moving my flight to the earliest possible, and I'll be ready by the time we gotta go." And then I'm picking Waluigi.
Oh, I'm glad you told me that part.
Yes. So should we define the characters now? Should we just pre-pick them now?
Is there some let the universe decide thing we could do at the time? Like this, how does it work in the game?
I'm getting there. I'm just going to get there and pick Waluigi first.
Okay, all right. So no is the answer. Yeah.
Let it be known too that I am terrified of Bailey in Mario Party context.
Yeah, you should be.
She is shown to be a ruthless competitor and thinks about Mario Party on a level that even I have not. When I saw her do that thing, like to go for the happening space at one point, was crazy. So
Yep.
I am afraid of Thursday.
Should we? I feel like anytime someone gets involved with the Blight Boys, the Blight bites back. Dan, do you want to have like a mini wager here that if Bailey doesn't beat you and you beat her, you don't have to win the Mario Party. You just place above her. Should she be subjected to a mini Blight?
Oh,
Yeah.
Dan's just gonna do anything to prolong his turn. Is that it?
Wait, do I have anything to lose?
I don't know. We'll
hell?
figure that out. Or
Yeah.
maybe you can never play as Waluigi again on the website.
I absolutely refuse that.
Maybe we'll figure out another side of the wager.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. That's
I'm
good.
up for thinking of something. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that's weird about reviewing, because I've reviewed a lot of Mario parties going back to the GameCube era, and it always, you get a couple multiplayer sessions in and stuff like that, but you got to play a lot of solo. So I played almost 20 hours of solo Mario Party, and it's it is funny how much it lays
And you
bare
still gave it a
all the
6?
bullshit.
That's good.
It's above average. I mean, it means I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly. After playing 20 hours solo Mario Party, you still liked it that much?
It's well, because you do have to think about it, where it's when you're playing solo, it lays bare all the faults and bullshit and laborious stuff and everything. But then you also, you get glimpses of oh, I played this with some friends, or we did this online session, and it's this is going to be a lot of fun with people, because it's Mario Party, but it's not fun playing solo. And that's another thing is a lot of these modes that they added, these like bloated modes, are like for solo or 2-player or like the 20-player mode, which isn't great. It's like they wanted to like kind of serve all masters here, no matter if you have one person over, nobody over, 4 people online, whatever. And it's like I think the standard 4-player mode suffers because they try to just serve so many different approaches there. So yeah,
That's
kind of
that
disappointing
sounds
on that
about right.
front.
Yeah, that's I think Nintendo can get distracted sometimes with that sort of thing, and it would be nice if they'd be like, no, know what people want from this game and just focus on that. And I guess they would say, well, you still have Mario Party Superstars. You could just go play that. But I don't know. I was looking forward to this game. I still am. I know we're gonna have a good time playing it. But I was looking for the next one that would replace Superstars in our like go-to.
Well, another bummer is that like, they showed that 20-player thing in the trailer, and I think we're all like, holy shit, what's that going to be like? And it's like, we played at the PAX. It's not like it's different mini games that are like they're not the best mini games. They're very long and they repeat. So in like each Kupathlon, you will do the same hit the Monty Moles whack-a-mole thing like over and over and over again, and it's not like playing a Mario Party board with 20 people,
Yeah, that's one that like even like that initial reaction was like 20 players, like we should get everyone together. But it was like I started thinking about it that night. I'm like, Nintendo's not gonna actually see that through. You're probably not gonna be able to party up with 20 people, which you cannot, right? You party up with 8 for that, and then you can go in there and randomly match with others. Is that how it works?
Correct. The biggest party you can do is 8, and it's cool. Like 'cause there are some. Well, actually, this is in the Bowser's Kaboom Squad thing. There are some 8-player mini games, which is kind of cool to be able to like 8 players working together because they're all like co-op. Like, okay, arrange these cards in order, or stop all the bombs from like crashing the castle gate, and like some of that stuff can be super fun. But yeah, 8 players is the biggest party. And yeah, it's not like the board game.
Does the game answer is fantasy limited to Bowser's Kaboom Squad?
That's at like 40
silly,
hours. It starts presenting you with the real questions. Yeah,
Sure.
so I'm not there quite yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get it now.
it's not that smart.
No.
Sometimes I just want to end this whole thing. Sometimes I
You just want to desync it.
Sometimes I just want to
play
desync this
metaphor.
podcast. Okay, Jeff Grubb, you finally checked out Nine Souls.
I did. I started Nine Souls on the Steam Deck, and that's another Metroidvania in a year that's had a lot of Metroidvanias. And okay, not to be, I won't be beating the allegations on this one. It was a little bit of a slow start because there was some talking.
That's been hard.
Yeah, and mostly it's just like. I don't mind the talking. Like, if I could like run around and jump, but they're like, let's just bring this whole game to a halt for a little bit while we sort of establish this lore, which is pretty interesting. You play as this cat guardian, and there's these humans. Oh, hey, yeah, you guys into it because there's humans. Yeah. There's humans that have been sort of. Seem like they're imprisoned on this planet and being used for alien meat. I can't really tell what's going on yet, but I think that's what's happening. Anyway, you immediately go underground as this cat and start exploring a Metroidvania complex, and it feels really cool. I think the standout aspect of it is that this combat system has a lot going on where the first thing they introduce you to is the kind of a parry, so that you if you do the parry right when they're about to attack, you get a special attack that is activated. Then you dash into the enemy, and if you hold down the dash on the other side of them, it like tags them with this special move, and then that eventually explodes and does pretty high damage. So in combat, you can always just be swinging your sword, you could always be dodging, but you kind of want to get in there, stand toe to toe, parry, do that special attack, and then keep moving. Problem with me always is that looks cool, so I want to do the thing that looks the coolest, even if sometimes that makes it a little bit more difficult. When I'm like, I could have just been hitting him with the sword and dodging, and I probably would have made this a lot easier on myself. But I think most people will do that; they won't have that problem. But now that I have done that, I feel like I'm on the other side, and I'm pretty good at these maneuvers. And the game just kind of introduces more stuff on top of that, where you can get these. Talismans you can add to that special attack. So now when you're attacking that big enemy and you dash through them to put the special move on them and you're holding it down to explode, well, sometimes that guy would turn around and attack you in the back while you were holding down the button trying to get it to explode because he could still move. Now with this special talisman, he'll freeze in place, so it gives you a little bit more time to maneuver with. It's pretty satisfying, and then I think the exploration has been pretty good so far with the limited moveset I have at the moment. It's it's a Metroidvania with a skill tree, so it's not just item limited or anything like that. And so far, that's been good as well.
Yeah,
Runs good on the Steam Deck.
It runs pretty good on the Steam Deck. Yes, yeah. I think my Steam Deck needed to be restarted. I was playing backyard baseball on there as well. We'll talk about that in a second. And that was running a little bit odd on there.
Yeah, this is only on PC right now, but it's coming to consoles on November 26th. Like that might be when I check it out. Maybe I'll get it on Switch then.
Yeah, I think it'll be excellent, an excellent Switch game. And yeah, I'm probably like 4 hours in. I was playing this game yesterday.
Okay. Another 4-hour journey is a game that I've been playing called Europa. This game I've seen float around TikTok and other various ads as being a Studio Ghibli inspired game. Very pretty looking game. I always mark out when a game will take away the camera controls from you and line you up to a place you're standing at, like a view, and then like a title card fade in.
Oh, sure.
I pop for that shit all the time. Europa is a really fun game. You are this kid trying to get to Europa, and it's not quite a jetpack that you have on your back. It's kind of like an air gourd, where you can charge up your jump to jump high, and then you have a glide that is fairly unlimited, and you're just gliding with your air gourd. But then you quickly unlock another power-up that like shoots you straight up into the sky, and you get a lot more forward momentum with that. And that is recharged when you touch like this blue glowy aura looking stuff scattered throughout the environment. And your whole thing is you are collecting these journal pages that are left from your dad on the way as you are going to Europa. And the game controls really well. I really enjoy the platforming. There's really light puzzle solving elements in it. You wind up developing like a cool kind of flow to the game as you are timing out your like rocket thrusted propel up, and then you're running out of the juice for that, but then you're gliding into like a bubble of the aura juice, and then you are able to like propel yourself forward. And it's a really pretty looking game. It's a fun little platformer. The part where it falls apart is the actual story elements of it, because the tone starts to feel very weird and creepy to me. And maybe that's just like how I'm approaching it. I feel like maybe this game didn't need a story, or maybe it didn't need as heavy-handed of a story. I'm not saying it's stupid, but
you want to.
No. I feel like a game that did it really well last year was Jusant, where like the story was like super duper light and like
in the background, right?
In the background, and then you kind of just discover it, or you discover as much of it as you want to. Here, everything is like the dad narrator starts to feel a little creepy because he's talking about like, my son, I wish you could see Europa. That's when humans and the machines work together.
I hate when my dad says that.
It starts to feel really odd, and like the dad character that they're aiming for it feels like a Geppetto almost, and it's like, are you my real dad? I don't know if I want you to be my real dad. But it's a really pretty ass looking game. It's very short. It is out on PC and Switch, I think, for 15 smackaroos. So if any of that appeals to you, if you want to have a weird relationship with your father, that's free. But if you want to have a weird relationship with your father via a video game, hey, Europa might be your bag.
Yeah, just looking at it, it really does look absolutely gorgeous, and it definitely does capture some of that Ghibli vibe. Very colorful, lots of things floating around, like little dust particles. I love that shit. Leaves.
I want to I just want to be bombarded by leaves and have a nice photo taken of me one day. That's my desire.
I've always been interested in Europa. I never tried any of the demos, even though it had several. Is it like what's that Zelda-like game that came out a little bit ago, Dan? The one that we did a quick look of.
Ooh, Chia.
Chia, yes. Is this like a platforming Chia sort of thing? Is it kind of like on the similar totem. Yeah.
It's less feature heavy than Chia. Chia was much more involved.
Right.
And I think this is like you sit down and for like 2-3 hours. If you just want to mainline it, you don't want to explore too much. There are some collectibles in the game, and you can just get by because later you're not really fighting anything. And also, I guess you don't have to engage with the story. You can just pick up the page and just button away from it rather than hearing your father expound upon like the dangers of machinery and animal husbandry. But speaking about weird relationships, friends, let's explore the weird relationship that you might have with maybe your wife, maybe the fog, maybe the town of Silent Hill. Because Mike Minotti, I've tuned in. You've been playing Silent Hill too.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of it. I think I'm getting kind of close to the end. I'm like 10 hours in. I'm not like a Silent Hill super fan. The only one I did play was Silent Hill 2 back in the day, and I liked it. I don't know if I had like that big love relationship with it. Some people had, and I didn't play the other ones, but I liked it. I had some affinity for it, so I was interested in this remake. And yeah, it's very impressive. They did a good job here. Because it still feels like a PS2 games in the ways that I want it to, and the fact that it's kind of focused. Like there aren't a ton of enemy types, there aren't a ton of mechanics. It's a pretty pure survival horror system. You're just kind of walking around, solving some puzzles, fighting some enemies. A lot of it really is just about that kind of mood in that atmosphere. In the story, it's not like a cutscene heavy game, but it really optimizes its minutes. When you have cutscene, when people are talking to each other, it's either like really weird or really interesting or very tense. The section I was just at, where I'm in this kind of underground prison, and then I'm talking to a lady who maybe had a pretty difficult at-home situation. Like, it was starting to get actually scary, actually upsetting. Very good ways. And a lot of times it's not just because like a zombie popped out of a wall, right? There's a few jump scares like that. I think some of that's fine. A jump scare here or there kind of, keeps the heart going. But a lot of times it's like the sound design, which is very good. Yeah. Right? You're just kind of walking around. Yeah. It's like, did I just hear a woman screaming somewhere far in the background? Don't like that. So, yeah, just absolutely nailing the kind of atmosphere stuff, which I think is the key thing with a Silent Hill game.
Yeah, I think shifting the perspective to third person and maintaining that very deliberate sound design of having unnerving sounds just going off in the background all the time just makes me like dart around more than I did in the original fixed camera perspective of Silent Hill 2, where it's like, what the fuck was that? Oh, James, get your stick out. The sound design super helps. It's such a squelchy game. I think the squelchiest of the year.
It's gonna have some contenders for best hole.
Tons of good holes. There's multiple times where like there's like some hole in the wall or like a toilet literally like filled with shit, and you just have to like he just like puts his hand there. You have to like push X like multiple times because he'll kind of stop. You're like, come on, a little bit deeper, buddy. Oh, it's upsetting.
Yeah, and he is so uncomfortable this whole game. Like the character of James.
I would be too.
Yeah, character I could relate to.
Yeah, someone I could finally relate to in a game. We can all unite on this. We'd all be uncomfortable.
And I wouldn't enjoy being in Silent Hill. No.
The combat. Oh, sorry, Jen. Go ahead.
No. Please talk about the combat. I had a dumb silly thing.
No, the combat's surprisingly like satisfying. Where you have like the guns and you have like the limited ammo, right? So that's tense, but you do always have this melee weapon, like, literally like a stick with some nails in it. For a lot of enemies, you kind of learn their patterns because you have a dodge too. You could probably take care of them with the stick. It's riskier, and you might go through your health refills faster that way. But if you're kind of good with that, then you can get relatively comfortable with ammo, which you need ammo, especially for bosses, because they can take a lot of bullets to take down. So, like in a pure Resident Evil, the tension is usually just, I have so little ammo. Do I even fight this person running away? Here, the tension is more, I'm going to try to fight this person with my stick instead of using ammo, so I know I'll have that later, and it's going to be difficult. And maybe if it's like this one enemy, you're going to feel kind of comfortable with that. But sometimes like, here's two enemies. Ooh, maybe I should use my ammo. Or, ooh, here's one of those nurses. They're really difficult. Maybe this is where I should use my precious shotgun ammo. So the kind of balance there, I think, is really interesting and ties into the survival horror tropes pretty well.
You know, one of the best feelings I think I've ever had in a video game was after years, like the PS1 era and early PS2 of playing Resident Evils and like Silent Hill and stuff, and everything Mike's describing now of like, oh, I gotta conserve this ammo. Do I use this? Like getting a cool gun, but feeling like I can never use it because I gotta pick the right spot. Like it always just drove me insane being like so limited. And then fucking Devil May Cry came out. And it's like the first time I played it, and I was like, where's the ammo counter? And there's nothing there. And I'm just like, just going insane. I think that was one of the best feelings I've ever had in a game.
Oh God, Ebony and Ivory. God, what a cool fucking game, huh?
Yeah.
To build on what Mike said, I really enjoy the melee combat in this game, even though it is fairly limited, because it reminds me of the stomping experience in Dead Space, where there's so much weight and there is so much feeling and like weariness whenever Isaac is like stomping on an enemy. And I mentioned this last week, but I will keep double tapping even if I know that the enemy is dead, and then I'll see that fucker get back up and run back towards them and just keep swinging away. And I think it's like I said then, I'm probably just going through some shit, but man, they just nail everything about James just being so done with everything. But it's like, I gotta go maybe see my wife. I think she's here.
Wait, okay. Let me test something here, because you're a couple of deep, smart guys. I saw somebody say when we started talking about Silent Hill, being like, well, talk about a game that's filled with metaphors. Now, to me, I played those games. Oh, I can't find my wife. Got to find this spooky town. Oh, man, everything's fucked up here. What's the metaphor? Do you folks know?
About his, I think it's representing his relationship, and
I haven't played these
fog?
games. My understanding was always like the enemy designs were representations of psychosexual problems he has.
So I fought a boss. So there's a lady who was sexually abused by her father.
Yeah.
And the boss was literally like a bed with two body masses laying on top of each other on it.
Strapped and belted together. Seeing the messages is a lot more easier here because like everything has been redone. Because now like the enemies you see, they look like they're in kind of like body bag BDSM skin suits.
So the metaphor is sex?
James might have been a sex pest to his wife and had a negative relationship with her. Again, a lot of the messages that I've gleaned from it is through Jess's lens, because she is, spent a lot of time in the world of Silent Hills. And yeah, there's metaphors, turns out.
Yeah.
I'm
I think
still
most
confused.
of the characters there have experienced some kind of deep trauma. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's a reason why he like the lady that looks like his wife is like a sex worker, and he's like not quite respecting her or sees her as a person and stuff like that.
I mean, aren't the nurse enemies, aren't they like, those are objectified women coming back to hurt him, right? Like,
There's lots of stuff there, and you can make your own metaphors. Like after the Yankees beat the Guardians, I saw some enemy on the ground, so I just beat him with the stick for a while. I'm like, this is the Yankees. And then some weak enemy walked into frame, so I took my shotgun out and killed him right away. And I was like, that was the Tigers.
You don't have, they're already dead. You don't have to hurt them more.
And then, Pyramid Head just being like a metaphor for a penis.
Yeah,
and
real sexual aggression, I think, is Pyramid Head, generally.
Now, how did we know this? Did they say that's what he is?
Well, then it wouldn't be a metaphor. If they said that's what he is, that would, first of all, that would be a simile. But it would it wouldn't be a metaphor if they just came out and said it. Like they're representing ideas through visuals and audio and design, and that's what a metaphor is. Well, you know what? Let's move on.
He's definitely a penis?
I mean,
not definitely a penis. An interpretation of a penis.
Yeah.
But there's lots of giant, there's big sticks in baseball. Baseball is not about
the first
dicks.
time you see him, he's humping a creature made entirely out of legs.
Yes.
That's not what penises do.
Well,
penises
speak
don't
for yourself.
Legs? What's the leg? What's
it gets
why are they
between
legs?
the legs, Dan.
Yeah, come on, you're right. Yeah, what do you?
I'm sorry, I wasn't specific.
Preferences. Yeah.
Listen,
this is a good show.
Yeah, you don't have to get the metaphors to enjoy a game. but it's fun.
I think people
still-
draw conclusions that maybe aren't there sometimes.
You're
Maybe
wrong,
it's just a
though.
spooky town.
You're wrong. That's just wrong. Like,
it's
that's
not
fine.
just a
You don't,
spooky town. This
you
one.
don't have to engage with things that way, but that's another way of playing things. Is to
Did the creators say that
Yes.
it's more than a spooky town?
They did, but also that doesn't
Okay.
matter either. But yes, yeah, they did.
That's why a lot of folk were mad that the movies and some of the games were like, no, it's foggy because it's a coal town, and not because the fog is like a metaphor for like
I
the
thought it was
inside.
foggy because it was the 32-bit era and you had to do fog because of draw distance.
No, that was this was PS2.
64 was worse about it. I know. Well,
Yeah.
no, PS1 was Silent Hill 1.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it was just a carryover.
Yeah,
I think people
yes.
read too
It could
much
be
into
both
things.
things, though.
You're
could
wrong.
Have a creative solution for a practical problem, right? Well, we have fog, but what if it also meant something?
Like when people read into metaphors into things, it's not always like a puzzle set up by the creator, Dan. Sometimes it's like someone made something and they weren't thinking actively about any of the things that other people found representation in those things. But we're all human. We all have similar experiences. So when we do things, we make connections without even realizing it, or people can see like this was inspired by something in their life, and I am going to read into that and treat this as something that I can engage with because I find that enjoyable. If you don't find it enjoyable, you don't have to.
No, but I mean, no, it's not that it's not enjoyable. I just think that like if you're isn't that just making something up? Like I could say that this piece of paper represents, Jupiter, but that doesn't make it real.
But if you're
you know?
making that up, you're making it up. If you
but
actually thought it represented Jupiter, then that's valid.
Yeah, why is that compelled? Why would you be compelled to say that?
No. Are we close to explaining organized religion to Dan?
Yeah. I was told.
No, I went to
yeah.
Catholic school. I get that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You could just say anything. That's right. But if it doesn't resonate with people, then people will say that's not a very good metaphor.
Yes,
Okay.
Silent Hills 2 metaphors have resonated with a lot of people because they hit home and they're
they
done
represent
well.
something that people find to be true. Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like we really won them over
Yeah,
with
hey,
that.
listen, that's fine.
I think we're almost there.
Yeah, you got to say it represents Jupiter in your opinion,
You
Dan.
can't
Come
just
on.
really think that
Right.
everybody else is just like making stuff up and seeing things that aren't there.
Well, I just kind of think that like if that wasn't the intention, then everyone's just kind of like you can believe it and it can mean something to you, but that doesn't mean it's real if that wasn't what they were going for.
Okay. Again, you're allowed to feel that way, but like, why does that matter?
It doesn't. None of this matters. We're video
Yeah.
games.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I think that people are just.
Also, it was intentional in this game, though.
Yeah.
Well, then good on them. They did it right and people figured it out.
Okay. I think we're in the right place then. I think we're in the right
Yeah.
place. Okay, cool.
That's
Cool.
perfect. Yes.
Yeah. That being said, man, I was not expecting to really enjoy playing through Silent Hill 2 Remake because of Bloober's pedigree, but I'm pleasantly surprised through and through.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I never played a Bloober game, so like I didn't have that baggage. So like, I don't know what the medium's like, or other things, but just played this. Like, this is high quality stuff. They did a very good job here, and I'm excited to see what they do next.
Yeah. I hope the diehards that enjoy Silent Hill 2, are liking it because I enjoy it.
I think they
I see a
are.
lot of people in the chat asking if I ever thought about why the T-1000 was a cop, and the answer is I have literally never thought about that. Is that a metaphor?
Oh,
Yeah, it could be a metaphor
Daniel.
for a bunch of stuff, like the systemic oppression things. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
thought it was just a good disguise for him to try to find out where John Connor was.
I mean,
It was that too.
What
right,
about the
it works on multiple
metaphor
levels.
of Rocky being an everyman and fighting his way to the top? You get that, right?
Well, it's inspiring because it lets you, as an everyman, think I could do anything. Yeah.
That's right. Just like Frodo Baggins as an everyman.
No, people aren't hobbits. People aren't hobbits.
People aren't hobbits. That's true.
Yeah, because people are man in the world of Lord of the Rings, and hobbits are hobbits.
right.
You're right, Dan. Thank you for explaining.
You could just
that.
make them
Kind of a
people.
hobbit.
Let's just eliminate the middle. Just make them people. It's fine.
Just make them.
Okay, folks, if you want to hear more straight up metaphor ReFantazio talk, we recorded a Bombcast Revengeance last week. We had Jessica Cogswell, Lex Luddy, Turbo Sean, my boy Michael Hyman, and I chatting about metaphor ReFantazio. If you want to hear some people get emotional and talk about that game and the metaphors behind it, good chat. Dan, don't worry. I'm sorry we didn't invite you to that podcast.
I was shocked and offended. Yes.
He was a little hurt.
That's right. I knew that you
Yes.
showed up with your Hobbit cosplay, and then we had to explain to you there's no hobbits in this game, but you can save it for the next one. This isn't quite game of the week, but this is the last game we're going to talk about in this segment of the show. Very topical with the World Series coming up. Baseball is baseballin'.
Ballin'.
Man, fuck the Dodgers. Grubb, tell me about Backyard Baseball 97.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this just got. Okay, it worked on Steam. I was trying to see if this just came out, and I typed in BBL because Backyard Baseball League is shortened to BBL, and I'm like, wait, why did I just type in BBL? But that's why. Yeah, it just got re-released on October 10th, so 5 days ago. It is the original version of Backyard Baseball, and that means I never played it as a kid because by 97, if this is when it came out, I would have been in high school, and this seems like the kind of thing you would play on a Macintosh in your computer class in elementary school, maybe junior high, well, middle school, I guess is what it is now. I was in a junior high. I've heard people talk about it recently, especially like popular sports figures seem to have like a lot of love for this game. Where I would be like listening to a sports podcast and they'll bring up Backyard Baseball. I'm like, what was this thing? Why was it so popular? And so I tried it out, saw it was on Steam, downloaded it, and it is like a point and click baseball game. I didn't realize it was like kind of those animated FMV games. So all of the baseball is controlled with the mouse. So you swing the bat. So when you're swinging, the pitcher throws the ball and it will give a shadow of where the ball might end up. And that's where the opponent clicked or the computer clicked, I guess. The ball will come. It'll be all funky, but it's animated kind of the same way every time for different pitches, depending on where it's going to go. And then you just got to click in that circle where you think the ball is going to end up. And then it goes, and then you just got to run, and you control the fielding by clicking on the base, and you got to like click on the next base if you want to go do a double and stuff like that. And it looks like Mavis Peak it looks like a Sega CD game in a lot of ways, like a FMV animated Sega CD game. And I just wasn't expecting that at all. All that said, for being a baseball game you control just with the mouse, it works pretty well. I get why kids like this. It's very simple, but has all of the aspects of baseball that you need. Like, when you're pitching, you got multiple pitches and you can kind of get strategic, and the characters eventually wear down over time, and you can bring in another player, and because it's a bunch of kids, you just bring in one of the other kids that's on the field and they swap spots and stuff. It doesn't really matter. There is a lot of sort of random elements to it where I think there's tripping. So Mike, you'll love it. There frequent bloopers, frequent errors, because again, they're kids. I think you can turn that stuff off, but you probably want to keep it on because it kind of makes it so more stuff can happen. But I've been enjoying myself. It was better than the first impression would have led me to believe.
It's interesting because I didn't know anything about how these games work either, but I know Humongous Entertainment makes them. Who they did Putt Putt,
yes,
Freddy Fish.
It's one of those.
So, it makes I guess it sounds like it's more like one of those than I was expecting.
Yes, but it still feels like a baseball game once you get over the input method. It's like, oh yeah, just the mouse. Okay, is this going to be sort of barely interactive baseball? It's like, no, it's all the numbers that are being calculated in any baseball game are also happening here. Just the way they're represented on screen is, the kids are going to come up, do their funny little animation each time they're introduced, and then you'll get a chance to swing by clicking on the mouse. It's interesting.
The GBA ones, because there are a bunch of GBA, backyard sports games and stuff. Were they more kind of traditional direct input, or were they kind of the FMV style?
I would assume they were. I never played those, so I imagine like there's a Backyard Baseball 2004 or something.
Right. It is direct input. I forgot about those GBA ones.
Yeah,
there's a bunch. I always have to scroll through a bunch every time I'm looking at a ROM list.
Yeah. Yeah, 2006 and 2007 were on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, those would just have to be. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, it's cool. I don't like. You probably had to play it as a kid to have this kind of love that so many of these people have for it. The Pablo Sanchez character is like very popular. Where he's so good, he's the best, and I'm like, I got to play as him, and brought him into pitch, and I'm like, okay, yeah. It's very hard to hit home runs in this game, so I don't even know if it's possible because some of the fields I've had like big cargo containers, at the edge, so the ball would just like fall on top of them and then eventually like roll back into the field, or something. They would just stay on top of there and they'd get a ground rule double. So I'm like, oh, is it just always going to be infield stuff? But I'm always swinging away, trying to get a home run every time, so I strike out most of the time.
I got a question for you, video gamesmen here, you experts here. What is the Tony Hawk of baseball games? Like, what game do you think is responsible
King Griffey
for
Jr.
like?
Yeah, King Griffey.
Yeah, I was
King
gonna
Griffey
say
Jr.
King
presents
Griffey Jr.
Major League Baseball. Not when he runs fine.
Okay.
But King Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball on the Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo,
correct.
yeah.
Super
I think that's
Nintendo.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Who was correct, Mike?
The one
three
who
of
just
us.
talked right now.
Oh, okay. I already got you. That's fine.
I already have your soul. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Speaking of baseball, Jeff owes me some bird ends, by the way.
I do.
Ooh.
So
forward to that.
as soon as we made that bet, I was like, that was a bad idea. Because whenever all these bets we make, the friendly bets, I lose every time.
You've been doing pretty poorly on that.
Right. Now, I made a lot of money betting on baseball, like real shoot money. I did fine.
Yeah.
But whenever I do the friendly bets, it goes poorly for me. So I kind of cursed them as soon
You
as we
bet
did
for
that.
the Yankees against me, actually.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do for you. It have to be a friendly bet, though. If it's real money, I'll be fine.
Mitch, I got to hear your thoughts on those burn ends.
Oh, I'm sure I'm going to love them. I love bird ends, so
I'll get those
very excited.
ordered here pretty in the next couple of weeks. Do you want them like around Christmas time, or do you want them ASAP?
I mean, do you have to
just
like
put 'em in
cook
the
them right
freezer.
away? Oh, then whenever.
No, you can freeze them as long as you want. Yeah.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
Oh God, I could go for some meat right now.
Yeah, same. I'm hungry.
Okay. Well, that about does it for video games. For the first segment, Jeff Grubb is going to treat us to because he lost the bet and he has to go deliver us the news right
Damn.
after this break. And that's why everyone, the fishes and loaves is actually a metaphor from the Bible and not shoot fish.
And
they told me that was a shoot in school.
No.
And they explained that's why in Face Off, when they switch faces, it's about putting your body in the other person's position to be like, is all it takes to become evil just being Nick Cage.
You better not tell me Face Off is a metaphor for something, because I've seen that movie a billion times.
Okay, I can't shoot do this. Grubb news.
This is the news.
So in the movie,
Wait, is it really?
Well, I mean, is his face? Yeah, the Face Off's a metaphor. Like a lot of cops and robbers stories are metaphors about like if you put a cop in a position where he's in the environment of the villain, would he become the bad guy? Like would he do things he wouldn't normally do?
But it's John Woo. I'm sure he was like, wouldn't it be crazy if you switched faces with someone?
Well, you're still right about that. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Yes.
It's a very surface level metaphor. Absolutely. I have news here, and I'll be honest, might be starting it off because this first story is going to go places. By request of Jana Choa, Pokemon's Typhlosion goes viral after Game Freak leak for the weirdest possible reason. Brace yourselves, fellas. A recent hack at Game Freak has led to the release of sensitive files, including personal employee information and unused concept art and lore from Pokemon. One particular story, I guess this is from the lore, about Typhlosion. Is that how you say it? Typhlosion?
Yeah.
From Gold and Silver has gone viral due to its bizarre and unsettling content. The tale describes a young girl tricked by a shape-shifting Typhlosion into thinking he's human, leading to a disturbing relationship and the birth of a half-Pokemon child. The story, rooted in Japanese mythology, has shocked fans, raising questions about why such dark content was developed within Game Freak, though it's unclear how close this was to being included in any game. The lore has reshaped how many view Typhlosion. Jane, you asked!
Of all the Pokemon that, like, actually, there are Pokemon who can shapeshift. Typhlosion is just like a little groundhog whose butt is always exploding. How could Typhlosion shapeshift?
I mean, how is anything possible in the world of Pokemon?
I want to go home. I really want to go home. I think I might desync this podcast now.
Hey, it's weird that's a Mickey Mouse you're playing with back there, Dan.
No.
Where's all the Marios?
There's apparently a lot of references to this kind of thing in Japanese folklore. So,
but hey, here's my question, and maybe I'm going to the Dan Reichert School of Thought with video game design. What if they just made the Pokemon fight instead of fuck?
Well, that's what they did do, though. To be clear, this wasn't included.
They did not do this. Yes,
but why? Yes. What if they just didn't do this to begin with?
When you look at the designs of the Pokemon characters, you think that these are designed by people with sound minds?
Okay. Again, Mike was right. Typhlosion is just like a hedgehog, groundhog, fire Pokemon with its butt exploding. I didn't know he was trying to make other people's butts explode.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, who do you think is the sexiest Pokemon?
Mr. Mom.
I refuse to engage with this conversation.
Dan, say Vaporeon.
What a prude. He won't even fuck a Pokemon over here.
This is going to hurt my future political career.
No.
Oh, man. I'm never going to become mayor.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff's happened in this leak. Apparently, there's a lot of like weird I definitely saw an image that was apparently came from design documents where they're like, this character, this gym leader should look like J-Lo, I think, and they made a lot of references about how the character should be a hot Latina woman.
Was it Skylar or somebody else?
Amen, brother.
I don't know. Probably yes. Probably Mike. If I said J-Lo and the first thing that popped to your mind was that character, that's probably it. It was Skylar. Incredible. Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Self-reporting all over the place today.
Oh
yeah. Go ahead, Jam. Were you going to say something?
Oh man, I know that the company that makes Pokemon is called Game Freak. I didn't know that they were a bunch of. I didn't know they were a bunch of freaks over there.
They are the Game Freaks. That's for sure. Yes.
Jesus.
All right, let's move on to a company that's equally freaky, but in a different way from Game Freak. Nintendo has revealed an interactive sound clock called Alarmo. Nintendo announced Alarmo, an interactive alarm clock. It's $100. You can pre-order it, and it'll ship to you now if you are a Nintendo Switch Online member, like if you have the premium subscription. But if you want to wait, it'll be in retailers in the U.S. and Canada in early 2025, also for $100. It has 5 different games it represents with 7 different scenes for each of those games. So there's 35 scenes to wake up to. There's also music to fall asleep to. It watches you while you sleep.
I will be waking up to it on Thursday morning.
Yeah, same. Mine gets here on Thursday too.
Yeah. Oh, when does mine get here? I hope. I ordered mine a little bit later.
Here.
I thought I was gonna resist, but no,
we all need to wake up for like a month to the Alarmo and report our findings.
A month, yeah. We'll see how long that lasts.
Is anybody not
keep
going to
forever?
Yeah. Is anybody not picking Jump Up Superstars, their song? Because like, of course I am.
Jump Up Superstars.
I want a random.
I used that.
I hope there's a random because I want to just go through the whole thing and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People have been receiving theirs, but yes, it watches you while you sleep, not with the camera, so that they're like, I think the whole idea of this was like it sounded like they were saying we want to watch you sleep, but we don't want to do it with the camera because we know you won't be okay with that. So we came up with this millimeter wave technology. Yeah, of course, it's Miyamoto, right? I want to give my ears. I want to give my ears to Cerny. I want to give my sleep to Miyamoto. They do it with the magical little radar thing that could kind of sense movement and really it could sense more than that, can like sense exactly where you are. They're just doing it to sense movement though, which they use to, when the alarms go off, like if you did Jump Up Superstar, if you start moving in bed and then things senses you move, it begins playing like coin sounds. And the more you move, the more coins you get. And then you wake up and that's when the alarm stops. You have to actually stand up out of bed. Now, if you have a partner in bed, it just won't work. That just won't happen. So you have to use the button mode.
The plan is here because Bianca will not want to wake up to the Alarmo, but she gets up way earlier than me. So by the time the Alarmo goes off, it'll just be me in bed. So I think it'll work with that.
There you go.
Right?
Okay, that's a good plan.
There's one person in bed when it goes off.
Right,
yeah.
more slovenly than your partner. You'll be fine.
I understand wanting to collect and sell data, but what can you do with someone's sleep data?
Well, I mean, it's the data that a lot of companies don't have, right? So they're like, well, we don't know what you're going to do with it, but here you go. I don't think Nintendo's probably not going to sell this data.
Sure,
but
if there were a nefarious company out there selling
Nintendo's
a similar
nefarious in
clock.
other ways, but yes, I think this is not their particular brand of nefariousness. I guess we'll report back. We'll do a BCR on Friday about Alarmo.
We're journalists. We'll do the deep dive. Yeah.
Alarmo spoiler cast.
We should.
Okay, that's incredible.
Oh God!
We'll report on how well we slept, how well we woke up. It's gonna be great.
You think in like a year, 2 years time, we're gonna get Mario melatonin?
Yeah, some over-the-counter drugs, Mario branded.
I gotta tell you, one of the great joys of my life now is like that one melatonin gummy I take before I go to bed. I'm not sure if it's doing much. It tastes really good.
Is it apple
I like
flavored?
gummies. Gummy vitamins and stuff are great.
God, it's delicious. It's like grape or something. I don't know. It's delicious. Like I don't eat a lot of sweet things, so that like little pop, I'm like, ooh. It says you could take 2, and I probably only need 1, but sometimes I take 2 just for the taste.
Oh my God, Mike, do you have a drug problem?
Yeah. They definitely designed those gummies as like a follow-up to like the Flintstones vitamins. So like, what can we do to get more kids to buy or get parents to buy more vitamins for their kids? Because we need to sell more vitamins. And I am 100% with you on it rules, and I love it. Like if I have a gummy option for a vitamin, I'll do it every time.
Yep.
All right. Nintendo announces mysterious Switch Online playtest for new feature that they still have not told us about, but I got selected to try it out. So in 5 days, I'll let you all know. Nintendo will hold a playtest for an unspecified new feature for its Nintendo Switch Online service. It'll be a separate app, 2.2 gigabytes you download for the Switch, at least for this test. The test will take place between October 24th and November 6th. Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack members could apply starting October 10th. They let 10,000 people in, and immediately there was 10,000 people trying to test this thing out. Again, no one knows what it is, but a separate app that you have to install. It has something to do with Nintendo Switch Online. It's 2.2 gigabytes. There's a lot of guessing out there. Maybe it's GameCube game related. Maybe it's cloud streaming. Maybe it's cloud streaming of GameCube games. Maybe it's a social app. Dan Reichert, what do you think?
Oh, I had not thought about this until now, and you said GameCube games, and that's all I'm going to think about.
Yeah, I mean, 2.2 gigabytes, maybe like there's a handful of GameCube games in there, right? Because those would have been like 1 gigabytes each. So maybe there's a pair of them.
Right. Now, and I was worried, like, well, why are they talking about making sure you have a connection? And what would need to be tested if it's just GameCube games? So people are wondering about cloud streaming, and I don't want to cloud stream GameCube games. I like the theory just because that's what I would want the most, that they're trying to test better online capability. So it would be like, here's just Smash Brothers Melee and Mario Kart Double Dash with improved online features, and that's what you're testing out. Maybe that's optimistic, but I sure would be happy if that's what it was.
Would there be like another 99 game they would want to test out in a more limited capacity?
Why would they have to test one of those?
Mario Party 99.
I think they are referring to it as a quote new feature.
New feature.
So that's what's led people sort of towards cloud streaming, stuff like that.
That makes the most sense, but that's also the most boring.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it somehow ends up being even more boring than that. Once we're actually in there. But there have been rumors in the past of GameCube games coming to Nintendo Switch Online in some form. At the time, it sounded like those rumors would be like it would be some of these other games that aren't going to get remaster treatment, but they still want to do something with them, and then they would run locally on your machine. They obviously have a decent GameCube emulator internally at Nintendo that they've used for stuff like the Mario collection, the Mario 3D collection. So they would be able to do it, but again, why do they need this test if it's just that? I don't know.
I'm so curious.
Either it's going to be Street Pass again.
Yeah,
God, I love
Street
that.
Pass, Miiverse, that stuff.
I would like that.
Social
It's
features.
weird this late in the Switch's life cycle. That's the thing. That like,
Well,
is this like testing something that could be used for the Switch too?
It's
You know?
gotta be.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grubb, we talked about on Game S last week, but it could be like a Discord, right? Nintendo's own version of like a voice chat.
I mean, I personally, the thing that actually might make me pop the most is some sort of Nintendo Miiverse return. I love the Miiverse. That was such a fun, weird thing. And,
I would leave Twitter in a heartbeat.
Yeah, right, exactly. So as long as they did it in their weird way again, they probably aren't going to return to that though. So I don't have my hopes up.
Any possibility, Grubb, you see out there that it could be Game Pass?
There's always a possibility. It would have to be, I think a trimmed down version of Game Pass, right? Where it's like just Microsoft first party games. Because I mean, Call of Duty's coming, and they said they would try to get Call of Duty on there. But they did say that they said they get Call of Duty on there natively. I don't know. I think that if it was something like that, it wouldn't be Nintendo testing it. I think that would be. It would come down to Microsoft running that sort of test. They would have to incur the cost themselves. All right. Rare Boss has been promoted to head of Xbox Game Studios. Craig Duncan, who has led Rare for 14 years, is replacing Alan Hartman as head of Xbox Game Studios. Hartman is retiring. He previously led Forza Studio Turn 10. I guess mostly just including this to see how y'all are feeling about the slate of games coming from Xbox. And, they have a lot of studios. They're making a lot of stuff. You feel good about the future of Xbox Game Studio games, sort of like the same as always. I think that's where I'm at personally. I'm sort of same as always, where I'm wait and see for each and every game.
Other than Indiana Jones and Fable down the line, what else?
Well, there's Perfect Dark, which looks pretty good when we finally got to see that. We know a lot more about what's cooking with them than we do with, say, PlayStation,
for sure.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. And what Contraband? Remember that?
Yep.
We got an email about that, actually.
Yeah. I mean, there's Rare's. I mean, I know it got like rebooted. I mean, Avowed's coming, but then Rare's making like a fantasy online game of some kind. What was that called?
Everwild?
Everwild.
That's
Everwild.
that will never.
You think that's
out,
never
yeah.
happening?
Banjo.
They should make a Banjo.
Hey, there's always rumors that Banjo's finding a developer, so I hope so.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Don't make Banbo.
Listen. If Indiana Jones comes out and it's really, really solid, I will be very happy. That's
I hope so.
If it comes out and it's mediocre, I'm kind of gonna be like, come to me when you have a game worth my time, Microsoft. I'm gonna stop looking forward to your stuff because you couldn't even get Indiana Jones right, and you guys talked it up. It was something you were desperate to make over there at Bethesda. Actually deliver on one of these games in a real solid, sort of no caveat way.
I'm optimistic about Indiana Jones. Like everything I've heard and seen looks pretty solid from that one.
I like machine games a lot, so I'm hopeful.
I like machine games. I just don't care about Indiana Jones as a character.
Well, you will.
Oh, okay.
You're going to love how he raids things and takes people from other people's cultures. He's going to take those things from them and put it in a British museum where it belongs.
Now, if it was Brendan Fraser in The Mummy, sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, I get it. The head of Rare seems to be kind of a little bit of a golden child at Microsoft in the moment because they did Sea of Thieves and no one else really could make a live service game work kind of across the entire industry. So I think they're like looking at that as you guys know how to make something that's fun and people will eventually glom onto. But I don't know. You don't think that that means like a lot of the games now are going to have like an infusion of like what Rare does, right? Rare's a very specific studio.
No, I don't really think. I think it's more about his managerial skills and specifically like the ideas and the kinds of games that they made at Rare.
Right. That sounds right to me. Okay, let's see here. Microsoft will stream an Xbox partner preview event on Thursday. The partner preview event will be live streamed October 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT on YouTube and Twitch. It will feature trailers and gameplay from upcoming games like Alan Wake 2. Yeah, is that the new DLC for that?
I assume, yeah.
It must be the new DLC because that is about to launch. Like a Dragon, Pirate, Yakuza in Hawaii. I want to see more of that. Fallen Feathers and more. Rare boss Claire Duncan has also been promoted to the head of Xbox. These partner previews have been better recently. Maybe we'll talk over that. That's something we could probably make happen on Thursday at 1 p.m. Yeah, that sounds good. For the rest of the year, like stuff like Alan Wake 2's DLC, you guys going to make any time for that sort of thing? Or do you guys have like the rest of your year sort of locked down on games you're catching up on?
God, I was thinking about this, right? And I don't know like when we're doing our game of the year yet, but it's like the clock is ticking. Like and Metaphor is going to take up a lot of time itself. I will finish Silent Hill 2, but I still want to beat Zelda. With Dragon Quest 3 AG2 comes out, I really want to play through that. So like there's already stuff that I really wish I could get to. Maybe should have, like a Dragon. That's just not happening. So I don't know. Some of these things that, like Alan Wake DLC, and people say it's good, and I believe them. I just don't know if I'm going to get to that anytime soon.
I loved the last DLC chapters that dropped earlier this year. Was that earlier this year? Those were enjoyable. I just don't know if I'll have time for the Lake House.
Right.
You mentioned Zelda real quick, Mike. I beat that, and yes, definitely continue to like that more and more as it went on, and it'll probably be on my mid top 10. Yeah,
cool.
Yep, that's where I'm at too.
It doesn't help that a lot of the games in my backlog are the stupid long JRPGs or visual novel games that will take an obscene amount of time.
Right.
Oh, I know. They released that another Ace Attorney collection. And I would love to play that, but like, nope, don't have time to do that right now.
All right, let's see here. Xbox Cloud Gaming will reportedly let players stream owned games soon. Microsoft is preparing to expand Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to include cloud streaming of purchased games. So previously it was like, here is our library of cloud streaming games as part of Game Pass. You could stream those. But it's like, well, I own NHL and I want to be able to stream that to other devices. Can I do that even though it's not in Game Pass? And the answer was always no, but it's coming. Now, finally, it sounds like this may actually come here pretty soon. Xbox Cloud Gaming support for like games like Call of Duty is also coming here on October 25th. As far as like a date for when, streaming own games will happen, they're still not like locking that down. But apparently, insider program members will be able to test it in November. So, it's probably a good sign for that launching maybe later this year, maybe early next year for everybody. The bad news for this is Xbox Cloud Gaming still kind of stinks. It's just not one of the better cloud gaming services at the moment, and they have not made improvements to it. It takes forever to start up a game. That's why I stopped even trying to use it. Like I want to test stuff out, but the way I play games, especially when I'm testing something, it's like I want to bounce between game to game. And when every game takes 3 minutes to 5 minutes just to start to spin up a server rack, I lose interest pretty quickly. So until they fix that at the very least, let alone some of the resolution and bitrate issues, I'm kind of out on cloud gaming from Xbox. Android owners will be able to play and purchase Xbox games directly from the Xbox app next month. This was a big change to regulation. Epic Games won a case against Google that basically prevents Google from using the Play Store to force people to use certain payment methods and to stop other app stores from being downloaded through the Play Store. So that means that the Xbox app can now act as a store for Xbox games. So you could buy games directly through there and then install them on your Xbox, or I guess once this cloud gaming thing starts up, you could buy the game and then stream them to your Android device. And maybe that's why they are kickstarting the play your cloud games anywhere thing, or your purchase games through cloud gaming, because now that will actually matter for purchase games and they could make some more money. Microsoft jumped right on this. This does seem like they think this is the future of, we have a bunch of stuff people want to play. They want to play it everywhere. We're going to have Call of Duty ready to go, and you can play it on your iPhone over cloud gaming and buy it through the Xbox app, so we get all the money. Is that a future that sounds likely to you all?
It's not one that I see myself participating in.
Right.
And I think the buy-in is still going to be challenging for folks with limited data connections, especially where they are located in the States, if we're only talking about the States even. Yeah, I don't know if cloud streaming is completely there yet, but I understand why Xbox is trying to target that and prepare for that.
Let's just like pretend. Let's see if fantasy can become real, wherever the hell the quote was.
That wasn't what it was, but all right.
Let's say the cloud streaming works perfectly, and there are no issues, and it's indiscernible from playing games on local hardware. Then at that point, do you see a world in which this future of buying Xbox games through the app on your mobile phone is something that is the future for you and most people?
Even then, it's like people just don't seem to want to play those kinds of games on their phone, right? We saw that problem with like the Resident Evil 4 remake got ported over to phone, right? I know that's a different thing. You had to buy it, but it's running natively. It looked like it ran pretty well, and there was no interest. It sold terribly.
The exception is Balatro.
Well,
That's
yeah,
right.
but that was almost like it wasn't made for mobile literally, but obviously a good fit.
Yeah.
Grubb, in this scenario, I would be interested in playing a game like Metaphor ReFantazio through my phone streaming versus a Call of Duty.
That's what's stopping Dan from playing it, enjoying it.
Yeah, if I could play Metaphor on my phone, that'd be great. Yeah.
God, I think I'd lose more time to that game. I think I'd burn through it faster. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, and Sean's bringing this up in chat right now, I think, like, the hurdle is going to be like these $60, $70 Xbox games are still going to exist on a platform where people look over and see free for Genshin Impact. And it's just going to look so odd side by side that it's just going to be so hard for this world to actually work unless they focus really hard on now. Yeah, it's cloud streaming, but it's a bunch of new free-to-play games that are actually going to be our focus. Here's Candy Crush Saga and a bunch of other stuff like that. I don't know. Call of Duty Mobile.
I just don't know if Xbox can like change part of their ecosystem to appeal to that mobile market, and do that easily to get those people to change their habits, because that phone mobile gaming audience has already been developed and they've been pretty set in stone with the format of mobile games, where it is like a pick up and play. You get the one round of like a battle royale, you get the one round of a MOBA that's super quick, and then you get your gotcha fix. And I don't know if like, I'm not in it to spin for a bunch of different Marcus Phoenixes.
Right. Yeah. It'll be tough for them to adjust those games to that market. So yeah, that's probably not even worth doing. All right. Mobile game Destiny Rising has been announced by NetEase and Bungie. It is the thing we talked about on a few episodes back. I think we actually kind of broke part of the details on this. This is the one that NetEase has primarily been making with Bungie. Bungie has had some input. They have a few people helping out with it, but it's mostly a NetEase game. Pre-registration is open. The first closed alpha test begins on November 1st in the US and Canada. It is set in an alternate Destiny timeline. I think what every Destiny player is craving for, an alternate timeline. They're trying to say it's a Destiny caliber experience. It'll have like hero characters, though. I don't think you build your own character. It's a massive investment from NetEase, $100 million. Any interest in this one?
No, but
No.
you know, it can do well. NetEase did Diablo Immortal, and people don't talk about that game a lot, at least over here. But that game makes money. This could do a similar thing. I think it's funny with Diablo Immortal. They like really tried to like emphasize, oh, Blizzard is a big partner, and we're pretty much also making this game. And here it's like Bungie's barely involved. Don't worry, right?
Yep, it's odd.
The marketing's a little different here. I just wonder how are the Destiny fans thinking about this, because they already feel kind of burned right now because there's been a lot of layoffs there. They are changing the way that content is coming to Destiny 2. I think a lot of people maybe they don't want a Destiny 3, but they want something significant. And again, even though I think that's why they're emphasizing this isn't Bungie, so like, you know, Bungie's not doing this instead of making things that you probably actually care about. But there is just still a question of what is the future of PC and console Destiny.
Yep. Yeah, we definitely had that conversation before, and it's like, I don't think much has changed. It's still, boy, we got to make more money by making less content going forward to make Destiny 2 be something that we care about enough to then make a Destiny 3. And that seems like a very hard thing to pull off. But we'll see. Who knows if Destiny Rising helps or hurts that? Because, yeah, you could just like annoy those core Destiny fans. And then if it doesn't find that audience of its own, then it's kind of a disaster. But, you know, maybe it will be. Maybe it'll make everyone involved a lot of money. Who knows?
Is this mobile game completely isolated to its own experience? Does it like you get any bonuses or incentives for playing this that feed back into Destiny 2, you think?
I think it's probably mostly isolated, but I wouldn't be surprised if they had some stuff that's like, if you played the mobile version, you get unlock some stuff in Destiny proper and vice versa. They probably will have some of that kind of thing, but not. I don't think there's going to be deep links between the two. I don't think you're going to be carrying forward resources from one into the other. Okay, Astro Bot has outperformed virtually every non-Mario platformer in a decade in Europe. PlayStation's Astro Bot has had a successful launch in Europe, outperforming recent 3D platformers like Sonic Frontiers and Crash 4. That's from GI.biz journalist Christopher Drink, who reports that Astro Bot sales are 34% higher than Sonic Frontiers and 52% higher than Crash 4 a month after its release. That's pretty good. That's really good, I think, for this platformer.
Well, those are multi-platform games too,
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Sonic Frontiers and Crash 4. So that seems like really good news. We're still kind of curious to see if like Sony's going to come out and say, "Hey, this game, you know, passed 5 million sales" or something like that to really give us an idea of how happy they are. We might have to wait for an earnings report or something, but. You know, I think there was like a fear that, oh God, what if nobody cares about this game somehow because everything's terrible? It seems like at least that's not happening.
Yeah, I think this was like the best case scenario that is still realistic, right? I think I had some unrealistic expectations. I think at the time I said were unrealistic, that like in my dream scenario, it can be a game that sells 10 million copies. But being the best non-Mario or best-selling non-Mario platform in the last 10 years, yeah, Astro Bot deserves to do that, and it could do that, and now here we are. It has accomplished exactly that. So good news.
Awesome.
Tomb Raider 4-6 Remastered have been announced, launching in February. Games that people don't necessarily remember that fondly, but still pretty cool that they're doing this. This is from Aspyr, the team that did the Tomb Raider 1-3 Remastered. They did a pretty decent job on those. I know there were some issues that people had, but I tried them out. It's like, yeah, this is fine. There's these modern controls. That's weird. And then I went back to tank controls, and that was still fine as well. The game can be pre-ordered now for $30. Yeah.
Now, they weren't
I think it's really neat.
Is this Last Revelation? Is this like Chronicles? Like which?
This is Last
World?
Revelation Chronicles and Angel of Darkness.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Like Angel of Darkness is the PS2 one. That's the one people have like the most disdain for, which makes it the one I'm the most interested in, of course.
Yeah,
me too.
I think it's great that I don't think anybody expected them to do these, right? Because obviously 1, 2, 3 are the ones people have the affinity for. I think it's cool to do the less popular ones and give them that same treatment. I'm not a big Tomb Raider person, but part of me is because I'm not a big Tomb Raider person. Yeah, I'm like almost more interested in playing like the weird, plus like Chronicles, which is like very bizarre. It's like, we need to make another PS1 Tomb Raider just to make some money. So it's kind of a bunch of people sitting around telling stories about Lara Croft because she's died in Revelation or something like that. Right? It's like a funeral part or something. I don't know. But yeah, like the series, like this is when the series was getting milked. And at the time, yeah, be cynical about that. And now it's a curiosity.
Yep. Angel of Darkness had a lot of unfinished content that might be interesting if they try to put that back in there in some way, which I don't think they've given any indication whether they would or would not do that, but they could, and that could be pretty cool. Also, yeah, like you said, just the fact that it's a PS2 game, seeing that compared to these other games will be interesting to see how they improve that and make that remastered. All right, last thing here. Bandai Namco has reportedly canceled several titles and is cutting its workforce. Bandai Namco is reducing its workforce, including and it's cutting games, including One Piece, Naruto, and a Nintendo contract project. Ooh. The company is reportedly using the Odashi Beya practice to pressure employees to leave voluntarily, which sounds like a pleasant work environment.
Fuck that.
Yep.
Well, you mentioned before, like I guess like lay people off isn't as much a thing in Japan, so instead
it's hard to do.
They just move people. They basically tell people that they have nothing to do and wait for them to leave on their own accord.
Yes, it's quiet firing, I guess. Yeah. Bandai Namco Studios has reportedly moved 200 workers to these rooms, leading to almost 100 resignations so far. So that's how they try to get people to leave of their own accord. Bandai Namco says its decisions are based on comprehensive assessments and that employees will be assigned to new projects as they emerge. The company denies having actually pressured people, but I don't believe them. I'll say that.
So weird because it seems like Bandai Namco's been doing pretty well. Like they have Elden Ring, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero just came out. Seems like that's a big hit.
It's a smash hit.
Right. Like Armored Core did
buzz.
Pretty well. Like maybe Sandland didn't hit, but gosh, otherwise.
Yeah, but that Sandland's got to be in line with all their other anime games, right? Like it couldn't have done that much worse. What are the other aspects of Bandai Namco's business? Because Bandai Toy Company, right? What else do they do? I'm legit asking. Tamagotchi's in the fucking dirt right now. That's right.
Yeah,
that's going to take down the whole company.
Rough. So I don't. And then like this Nintendo project, we thought that they were working on maybe something like that Kid Icarus Uprising remake or remaster, or they were hiring for an action game. How does a Nintendo contract project fall apart? That should be a slam dunk. It's bizarre.
It's weird.
Tell me that this doesn't impact the future of Ridge Racer, Jeff.
Buddy, we just don't know.
No,
we just don't know. These suits, they don't get it, Mike. I'm so sorry.
They just don't fucking ridge on the race.
That's what I was trying to say. Thank you for putting it so eloquently. Bandai Namco is definitely a company that in the last couple of years following the pandemic, they were like, we're gonna pay people more because we're doing so well after Elden Ring, things like that. So it seems like a pretty severe backlash. I'm guessing that there's some other aspect of their business that we're not exposed to that must be having some issues, and so they're like cutting costs across the board. But these are game projects that we're hearing about: One Piece, Naruto, and a Nintendo contract project. Maybe they're just all in on Elden Ring, and that's gonna Elden Ring 2. They're gonna get to work on that right away with From. Good luck getting From to do that, on a decent timeline.
Yeah, right. I mean, because we don't know what From's doing next, and they can do whatever they want. But
they can do whatever they want.
Bandai Namco wants it to just say Elden Ring 2 on the box.
Yep, and From's going to have their own ideas, and they deserve to kind of do whatever they want there. All right, that does it for the news. Jan, I'm handing the show back over to you.
I forgot to talk about this during the video game segment, but holy shit, is Sparking Zero made for me.
You're enjoying it? Okay, I'm glad to hear it. Are you going online mostly or what?
No, I'm just reliving all of these encounters and doing the what ifs. I need Gohan to defeat the androids so he doesn't lose an arm and that he saves Trunks and gives Trunks the future he deserves. And I'm going to go wax poetically about more Dragon Ball and maybe how Frieza is the stupidest Dragon Ball villain, and I don't know why we keep Frieza around, all right? Right after this.
But if it defeats the androids, Krillin will never get laid.
Frieza.
That's fine.
Krillin got laid?
Oh, yeah.
We'll read emails right after this breaking break.
I like the hottest character.
make that thing, yeah, Donna, Jody and Rebecca. Woman, get busy. Just shake that booty non-stop when the beat drop. Just keep swinging it, get jiggy. Get drunk up, percolate anything you want, because it's hostility if I don't.
Emails. Bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. Send emails about virtually any and everything. Your favorite childhood toys or vehicles. The Spider-Man ATV that you got. Maybe it's a fun quiz, a question.
Oh, he's going to try to ride it. Oh, no.
I just want to see if this is more comfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh.
It's
you're
motorized.
revving up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that Until Dawn's music?
Wait,
Dankin St. John.
Jeez.
Oh, it lights
this is,
up.
I guess more comfortable. This is a.
It's
angle.
not comfortable for
Jeez.
us because you're coming at his crutch first.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This isn't a good angle.
Not really. Not really.
Now I know what it's like to be the rug on your bathroom floor when you're taking a shit.
I've been curious, I guess.
It's kind of comfortable for me.
Well, I'm gonna move the document to cover Dan's cam because I just can't look at it anymore. Emails, bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to.
Wow, Dan, come on.
All right. Okay.
Perfect podcast.
I didn't know I was going to do that.
We're going to start with, like I said last week, Travis from Fargo has broken the email meta wide open. Instead of asking one long question, Travis is pulling a Nathan from Tumwater, Washington, and is shooting rapid fire cues.
Like it.
So Travie's getting in the emails, folks. If you want to break apart your emails, maybe that's what you got to do, or just send a bunch in. Also, shouts out to the person that is just using the Bombcast email address as their own personal Twitter and sending updates about everything in their life. Thank you for that fun face reveal as well. All right, Travis from Fargo's questions this week are: at what point in the year do you start feeling the hot breath of Game of the Year breathing down your neck?
Now.
Yep, October 1st.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
Right now.
Yep.
Yes.
Really thinking about, what am I actually going to make sure I finish before
That's why I started playing. I started playing Nine Souls, and as I was installing it, I was like, I should be installing Lorelei and the Laser Eye. Like I feel guilty about. I'm starting a new game, and I feel guilty. I'm not starting yet another different new game that I haven't played. So it's the worst.
Well, let me tell you what I think is going to be on my top 10, and I don't know if it's going to be on a lot of other people's top 10, but it's absolutely on there for me. Is RZ.
RZ's great. Yes,
that Zelda CDI inspired game. I thought that was amazing.
I want to plug the CDI controller in there, and we should do one last stream because I think I have that game almost finished, and I could finish it on stream. That'd be fun.
I really want to finish Space Marine 2.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, we can do another Marine Monday here coming up. That'd be good. Yeah.
People were asking about Marine Monday on somewhere. People liked that. I kind of want to play that too. I wanted to get my brothers in on it and play through it with them. But
that'd be a good game with the Minotti Bros.
Fun.
I tell you, I'm still working through all those UFO 50 games, and I got the Party House, and Party House is great. I don't know how much that you guys
I need to
Damn
play
it,
Party
Dan! I
House.
have to do that too. Shit.
That's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And then there's still games coming. There's not a ton through the last quarter of this year, but there's still stuff coming out.
Brothership. God, Mario Luigi Brothership.
Oh, right.
Damn.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's not going to be one you could put away in a weekend too.
No.
And I didn't play enough of Concord, and then they got rid of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Shit.
I didn't include that in the news story. Apparently, they're updating Concord pretty frequently in the back end of Steam. I don't know. Maybe that'll come back.
Oh, just saying it out loud so we don't forget, we have to do a best UFO 50 game category.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Of course. But thank you for that reminder, Dan. Travis's next cue. Would you rather have noodle hair or diamond teeth? Diamond teeth, easily.
Diamond teeth.
Yeah, diamond teeth. Like shoot food noodles?
Yeah, noodle hair would just be negative. Diamond teeth has some positives.
Yeah, how are you going to wash your noodle hair?
Well, I just feel like you would eliminate a lot of dental issues because those diamonds aren't going to be getting chipped and stuff.
Right, they're the hardest material that we know about,
Ooh,
right? So,
but
yeah.
imagine biting the inside of your mouth or your tongue with that.
Yeah, but teeth
Bad.
already hurt when I do that.
Yeah, but now it's especially bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question from Travis. Has a video game ever given you nightmares? Yes. More like not nightmares, but stress dreams.
Yeah, definitely had the Tetris stuff coming down at me, the Tetris dream of all the pieces falling and me not being able to keep up with them.
I think the last one I had actually was Neon White because I had wanted to get a time so bad, and then I just kept restarting it.
And Dragon Age: The Veilguard's still coming out.
Shit.
And George Bush is in Call of Duty Black Ops 6, so I kind of want to play that campaign real
Oh,
bad.
I'm playing Black Ops 6. Yeah.
I want to play that campaign because it seems real stupid.
man.
Why are they all RPGs except for Black Ops 6? It'd be funny if it was.
See?
That'd be great.
A great solution. Just don't play RPGs.
What if we just say that Balatro wins this year and just call it a day?
Yeah, that sounds
It
good.
saves some time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Balatro, Metaphor, we're done. Good.
Oh, no. Half right.
All right. And last question from Travis this week. What's your favorite bonus food? I know some people love an onion ring in the fries, but my personal fave is when you get a milkshake at a diner and they give you the frosty metal mixing cup. Yum.
Oh, wait.
Like bonus
do you-
food like you weren't expecting. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this got accidentally mixed
my
on.
question is, the metal mixing cup, like, you're probably not supposed to leave with that, right?
No.
Okay.
But like,
The food part.
So he's saying like there's you get the regular cup and then you
Yes.
also get those stuff that's in the rest of the metal mixing
Yeah.
cup.
It's like-
Okay.
Sometimes you order a Bloody Mary and they'll give you like a little thing of beer on the side, you know?
Right.
Like
Yes, I get it now.
bonus
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Not a huge milkshake guy.
I love the surprise curly fry and a Jack in the Box bag. You know,
Oh, sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite bonus food is when you order a specific number of wings at a place.
Yeah, this is mine.
Yep.
and they'll give you like, oh shit, here's an 11th
Because
wing.
it's on, you go to McDonald's and the McNugget says the number that's supposed to be in there, and so the fact that there's 11 in this 10 box feels like you're getting away with so much.
Sometimes two will be stuck together and they might count it as one.
Sure, yeah, but no, I'm specifically mean when you can count 11 separate pieces. That feels real good.
Ooh. It's rare.
Oh,
So, is the fortune cookie a bonus food?
No,
you never
'cause that's
order a fortune cookie.
expected.
I guess, but sometimes you don't know. It's always.
What
I
about
always like
some
it, though.
restaurants will give you Andy's Mint at the end?
Yeah, we went to Olive Garden the other day when I was sad about the Tigers losing, and we were most excited for the Andes Mints.
Oh, so sad. Oh, you know it's so funny.
I'm so mad I can't piss in your burnt ends. They're just gonna go directly to you.
Don't you do that to Joe's burn
File
ends.
the burnt ends.
Okay, all right.
Sorry,
Dan, have you
okay.
ever heard Mike Mahardy go "so sad"? Because Mikey sounded just like when Michael Himes says it to me. So sad.
It's just the
Oh,
Mike thing.
yeah. I've heard Marty
just
do
something
the
Mike's
baby
do.
voice before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like different
Oh.
contexts.
By the way, in case you were all worried about more games coming out this year, chat reminded me that Rise of the Golden Idol is also next month.
That's right. Oh man, that's my shit.
Yep, same.
Okay. All right. My tummy hurts thinking about all the fucking games. Maybe we just have a hard cutoff, right? Like we do the Oscars or the Emmys.
Well, we're gonna have to do a
everything-
hard cutoff before
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, right? Because that's December, so we're not gonna have time for that because we're gonna record our stuff
Oh,
right before that.
Oh dang! Ooh,
Maybe right as it's coming out. Maybe I
I don't know. You guys
don't
have
know
figured
yet.
that up. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on, but like,
the end of this year is gonna be so fucking stressful. Oh, It's
Yep.
gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Next email is about hot dogs and comes from Matt. According to hot-dog.org, the average American consumes 70 hot dogs per person per year.
No.
Someone's throwing off the averages there. Someone's
No.
definitely throwing. I mean,
Well,
I
that's
had
Joey Chestnut.
I had I had like 16 for my birthday one year.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder how that happened.
Yeah, me
God,
too.
how many do you think you all eat in a year? I think 10 to 12 for me, maybe?
that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, like
okay, I go to Costco every now and then, and I'll treat myself to a hot dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably at like they're probably like 20. I'll overestimate because I'll do like 4 for 4th of July and 4th for Memorial Day, and then I probably will have the occasional random dog at like, oh, I went to the movie theater and they had hot dogs there and it looked really good and I got one there.
Oh man, going back to camping, I taught my nephew who's 3 to say I got that dog in me, and then I think he took it shoot seriously because then he approached another group of children, not part of our group. And then he just goes, I got that dog in me. And then he starts growling at the kids and barking. And I was like, I've never been more proud and terrified of the effect I have on children.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Also, he forgot my name. So his dad was asking, what's his name? What's his uncle's name? And then I just whisper to him, Jan. And then he says, oh, his name is Uncle Jan. The whole time he thinks he has to whisper my name. It's great. Shouts out to that kid. He's going to be
You're like the
fucking
Yin
dope
Yang
as
twins.
shit. Yeah. Me and him.
Yeah.
The rest of Matt's email, according to the restaurant White Castle, the average American consumes 60 burger patties per person per year. How many burgers / hot dogs do you think you eat per year? Thanks, y'all.
Well, Dan had 3 burgers today.
I did. I'd say
definitely
30 to 50 burgers a day. Or
Dang, oh no.
a year.
30 a year sounds right. Maybe that's low, but it sounds right. I definitely eat more.
I take the kids to McDonald's pretty frequently, about once a week. And most of the times these days I'm getting a Big Mac. So, well.
Is that 2 burgers then?
Yeah, does that count as 2 burger patties? Yeah.
That's 2 burger patties.
So I'm probably at like, I'm like 50, 60.
Holy shit. Okay, I thought it was easily burgers, but because of ordering burgers, but I eat a lot of Loco Moco, and that just increases the burger patty count. That fucks up the burger meta.
Oh,
what's a Loco Moco?
Patties, yeah.
A Loco Moco is steamed rice, burger patties, and gravy.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've seen that on Food Network.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Okay.
Oh, and if it's a Loco Moco, it comes with eggs.
Yes.
Ooh, sounds
runny
good.
yolk.
God. Just want to drown myself in Loco Moco after this. Yeah.
Desync with some Loco Moco.
Oh, Mike. That's so
what a way
hot.
to desync.
That's so hot.
What's desync?
Dying.
Why? Where's this come from?
Your
Assassin's
favorite video
Creed.
game series, Assassin's Creed.
Oh, okay.
You can't say kill yourself on things, so you have to say first people were saying unalive, and then
now
made it
all
more
the kids
special.
are saying desync.
Yes,
When you
all the
say
kids are
on
saying desync.
things, what do you mean?
TikTok.
Like TikTok specifically.
Oh, I
Yes,
see.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip that email and go back to the first one here. Andrew from Virginia writes in, "Hey bombers, been watching a lot of old wrestling recaps on YouTube. One particular channel has a gimmick where the hosts have boy stables, a group of low to mid tier wrestlers that they love more than the average fan should. Only requirements for a boy stable that wrestler may not have been in the main title picture. Got me thinking."
Okay.
What is
Carter's
Giant
Jobbers.
Bomb's? What is Giant Bomb's boy stable of video game characters?
Okay.
With
is
love
good.
from Virginia, Andrew.
Funky Kong.
Waluigi count?
So the 2 that you both just said, I feel like have a real big cult following. They've already transcended.
Yeah.
Funky
Kong has a
Kong
big
too.
cult.
Okay, that's right. You're right. He has a cult following.
Would like Diddy Kong be eligible for the boy stable?
Diddy Kong's bigger than Funky Kong.
Yeah.
You would have
I
to
think
be
it'd
like
be
Kitty
like
Kong.
Lanky Kong or something, you know?
If you like Kitty Kong or Linky Kong, that
Okay,
would
well,
Kid.
So let's just
Sure.
go down the line. We'll go me first, Grubb, Dan, then Mike. Okay.
Okay.
Shit. Now that I said it. No,
got one ready.
Daxter. Okay, actually, we'll start in reverse order then.
Mike goes.
first.
Yeah.
Echo the Dolphin.
There's a main event. I mean,
yeah.
that's the title character, you know? That's like being
Yeah,
on
but
the
it's been a
Backlash
long
poster.
time. That's true. You might be right.
I don't think
Shit.
it counts.
Are we
Here,
all
I got
bad
one.
at this?
I'll start Toadsworth.
Oh, no one likes Toadsworth.
I
Ugh.
like
but yeah,
Toadsworth.
Toadsworth
I
can
like-
lead the stable.
Yeah, I like Toadsworth.
You're definitely right. He qualifies, but
Well, that's my pick.
how do you like Toadsworth? He's just a character who stops the
Because
game to
when
talk to you.
No, because when you spray him in sunshine, he goes blah 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 blah, and it's really
I
funny.
can do that for
That
you.
is fun.
I can be your
Please
Toadsworth.
do. I'll squirt you with a gun during Extra Life, and you have to do that.
I got mine. I never
Okay,
played
Grubb.
this game, but I saw the ads in a bunch of magazines. I think it's a Euro platformer, Zool.
Yeah, I remember.
Sure. With the
Zool.
eyes? The
Yeah,
eyes
yeah. No
logo?
one cares about Zool.
Okay. Mine, Charmy Bee
Okay,
from
yeah.
Sonic Heroes.
Sure.
Mikey?
Mine is from Sonic Heroes, from Knuckles Chaotix. My goodness.
What about anyone that's in Diddy Kong Racing that's not Diddy Kong or
Oh, yeah,
Conker or
those are
Banjo?
all boys. Those
Yeah.
are all the boys.
The elephant
Name
or
any
whatever,
of them.
yeah.
Who was the fucking turtle? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Turdy the turtle. Turd. Yeah.
Skyla.
Skyla. Okay.
Sure.
All right, Mike. Dan, you got
One
another
of the
boy?
boys.
What about Slippy Toad?
Slippy's.
I feel like if there's like more than 1,000 pages returned on Google that have R34 results, then you can't. No.
Slippy had a game.
Wait, there's Slippy Toad porn?
Of
Yeah.
course there is.
Yeah.
Really? Of course there
I
is.
mean, look,
says
I
Mike Minotti.
haven't seen it, but come on, of course there is.
I mean,
his
if
name's
we're doing the
Slippy
wrestling
Toad.
analogy, there's no way Slippy Toad had a main event at any point. Like Slippy Toad is like
No,
hardcore
Star Fox
Holly.
Guard. Star Fox Guard.
Oh Jesus! No, Slippy Toad's a hardcore Holly at best.
No, I think Slippy is like Slippy made a run in on a main event and was involved in one. May
So
not
he's
have
like
wrestled the
99
match.
British Bulldog. Oh, he's in the six-pack challenge. So
Okay,
never
six
mind.
pack challenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a second? Let's just get to 3 for the boy stable for now.
Oh boy, a second. God, that was so hard to do that first one.
Sparkster.
Sparkster?
How dare you? Sparkster's a main eventer.
I was just trying to make Mike mad.
I am mad. I'm especially mad that Jared's like, who is this? Rocket Knight.
See?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Axel from Twisted Metal 2.
Okay.
Okay.
I think about Axel a lot.
I
Oh,
do too. He's the cover star. He's like, "Rah."
Yeah, he's like that man between. Like, it's great. God,
He's
what
an
a character
underrated
design.
character. Axel
Yeah.
from Axel Power is incredible.
The robot turtle from one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games.
Oh, sure.
the old guy with the robot arms from Streets of Rage 3.
Old robot man.
Oh right, yeah. What's it? Zan or
Dr.
Zed?
Damn, I guess.
What about like
Doctor-
Sector? Sector?
Sector,
yeah.
kind of. I mean, maybe I'm biased, but I think about Sector a lot, and I
I
thought
love
most people
Sector.
did. I thought
Sector
that was
is a lot of
adorable.
fun.
Grubb,
Yeah.
you got a second.
Ooh, Rising Zan.
I had my joke of well, maybe Mallow's too well known. Booger Man.
Love
Well,
Booger Man.
Booger Man
the
has
kids.
a
Vector
game,
Man.
though.
Vector Man.
Yeah, but that game was not a main event in anyone's life.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I
okay.
like Vector Man.
Well, no,
No,
I mean
Booger
Booger
Man.
Man. Yeah, Vector
No,
Man.
Booger Man was a main event in my life.
I think Booger Man might be a better game than Vector Man.
No, you take that back.
No.
You take, the world is not ready for me to get on my soapbox about Vector Man.
What's the witch character? No, the girl character from WarioWare, Mona.
Wow. Grubb thinks all women are witches.
Birthday.
Mona. Yeah, it is Mona.
Okay, now I'll go with a different
Or
WarioWare
9
character.
volt.
Yeah, 9 volt or 18. Actually, 18 volt.
Orbulon.
Give me 18
Orbulon.
volt.
You want the mom?
Yeah.
Wait. What's the big guy?
Oh,
I mean,
that
of course
guy's
I want the
weird.
mom.
I don't like this guy. I don't like this grown adult dressing like a kid and hanging out with a kid all day. No, bad vibes.
Okay.
That sounds like a wrestling character to me. So
That's true.
fine.
I'll pick a Sid from any of the Final Fantasies.
Which one? Yeah, I need you to be specific. And don't pick Sydney. That's not allowed.
So, are you gonna pick Sydney, Mike? Is that why?
No, Sydney's was way too
Vivi
good for
from
us.
Final Fantasy 9.
Oh, that's good.
Shut the. No, it's not. I wore a Vivi shirt out to a random bar this weekend, and I had 2 random people at the bar say, "Oh hell yeah, Vivi." So absolutely not. Vivi
All right, we'll
is
go
a
back to
main
Sparkster.
eventer, brother.
Okay, Sparkster then. All right,
Vivi is so over. Give me a break.
Dan, you got
Vivi's
another
a crash Holly.
person in the boy stable of video games?
I feel like we don't have enough fighting game characters in there.
I feel fighting game is a little like.
Whore from Star Wars Masters of Terra.
You already
Yeah,
have
Terragazi.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
But
all right.
again, I think you're all naming jobbers. I think that's
Ruby
like,
Heart.
I think
All right, I'll put Ruby Heart for you.
Ruby Heart from the OC from Mars is Capcom 2 as anything else. I love Ruby Heart. I think about
any
Ruby
of the
Heart all
balls from Balls 3D.
Okay,
Man, I didn't
balls.
realize that Balls 3D was like supposed to be a bad game until relatively recently. I was like, I
It's
Balls 3D.
very bad.
It's
I
terrible.
know.
If we're
I was
going-
so enthralled with quote unquote 3D graphics at the time. I was like, well, this is great.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why I was so excited for it. And then I think I played it a few years later and was not impressed.
We should have a BCR after we've had some more time to talk about think about boy stables and who would fill out the boy stables.
We do a boy stable draft, but it might be hard because it might be difficult to like say who is allowed and who's not. Yeah,
We should do a balls week where we do like balls 3D. There's that cyber ball game. There's Marble Madness. There's any kind of baseball, basketball. Just ball week.
This is where we finally played dodgeball against Kind of Funny. That's where ball
there we
week
go.
has to
Yeah,
culminate.
during balls week. Yeah,
During balls week.
you just got to take out Snowbike Mike first. He's their emotional leader.
I think we have to focus fire on them. That's what we got to do. We got to go all units on them. Like we have a tier list of who to take out. As we're playing dodgeball.
Snowbike Mike. Yeah.
Snowbike Mike.
Yeah, once he's down, once he's dead.
We kill the spirit of their team, and then they fall apart. That's what we gotta do. Yeah. Front runner for my boy stable, if we're talking wrestlers, the fucking Japanese buzzsaw, Tajiri.
Tajiri kicks ass. He's great.
God.
I remember being convinced that sound when he kicked people in the head was like, he just snaps their head real fast with his kicks, and it's like I had no idea he was slapping his leg.
It's still real to me. Still real to
I
me.
liked
Sounds
when Paul
good.
Burchill was a pirate, and for some reason I really believed in that gimmick. I thought that was going to go places.
Yo, he would be a prime leader of a boy stable. Yep.
Were you a big Kazarni guy, Mitch?
No, I did not like Kazardi. Not a big fan of that one.
Oh, right, friends. That about does it for emails. Once again, bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. Send them about virtually any and everything. What have we got going on this week? It's a shorter week because of Indigenous Peoples Day. We haven't figured it out ourselves, but it's looking like maybe we will have to have a D-Light club because one Lucy James she's fleeing her blight.
Is that confirmed?
It confirmed on Slack. She's unavailable this week.
Mitch, do we just have Grubb play Incredible Crisis?
That, or
That'd
you
be
guys
good,
could play
right?
Kirby.
Yeah.
We
We
I
did
think-
just talk about Incredible Crisis, though.
I think watching Grubb play Incredible Crisis would be incredible.
I will
I would
get
like
it going.
that. Make sure you have as little input lag as possible because there's some timing
Yes,
based
very
stuff going
important.
on.
Plus,
Yes.
I think the spoilers is just passing that. We'll let everybody help identify one of the bots that they got in Astro Bot that they probably had no idea where it came
Yes,
from.
and Grubb, look up how to please a woman on a Ferris wheel.
Please.
Also, work on your skank.
Okay.
All right? Work on your skanking.
Okay.
Can we get a preview, just the top half of the skanking?
Yeah.
No, that's like no. You're like doing the Running Man. That's not a skank.
Oh,
But
no.
you got to see the
This
bottom
is like
half.
my-
That's where
this is like
all
my
the
Beauty and
skanking
the-
happens.
This is
All my
Beauty and the Geek
skanking happens
audition.
below the waist.
They made me do the Running Man during my Beauty and the Geek audition to see if I knew how to do it.
Did you?
No, they had me do like do this dance, and I had to like guess what the dance was.
People are saying that Grubb is white. Skanking is for the whites. Is it
Well,
not?
to be fair,
Can't take that from us.
Okay. Game S mornings the rest of this week, I believe. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was Googling how to skank. All right. Yes. We'll have Game S mornings tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Absolutely.
And then, folks, if you missed us saying this at the top of the show, stay tuned this Thursday because the hope and the dreams are that we will be throwing a Mario Party featuring these three Blight Boys, featuring Jeff Grubb, Dan Reichert, Mike Minotti.
Get
And
those
also-
40s out, boys.
Get those 40s out. And also the fourth person participating in this party will be our dear friend Bailey Myers. It's going to be a bloodbath. No one is ready. I still think we should shoot promos against each other. It'd be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be good.
I'm
and
afraid
then
of Bailey.
Yeah.
Fear
Saw
Bailey.
a good promo, Dan.
Fear Bailey.
I don't want to provoke her.
Because I'm afraid of my
Ooh,
competition.
can we just make a shirt that says Fear Bailey and just not tell her?
Oh,
That's
that'd be
good.
yeah.
Oh, sure.
And then it's just like in like Kevin Owens font
Yeah.
with like
Is there a
duct
play we
tape.
could do on an actual Bailey shirt? I guess she doesn't really have any like super famous shirts.
Yeah, she's not a hugger. Per
No.
se. She's more of a
No.
like I'm just gonna dismantle you emotionally.
Yeah.
Right,
and
plus spelled the
carry
wrong
apart.
way.
Unless you spell it the wrong way.
Yeah.
All right, folks. And then regular programming as per usual. I believe Jeff is making its triumphant return this week. Voicemail dump truck later this week. Maybe we'll do something with all the Steam Next Fest demos as well, since there may be time. Gentlemen, what did we learn today? We learned that Metaphor ReFantazio is maybe stupid the other way. We learned that Dan now hates Mario Party and has never liked a Nintendo product. We also learned that humans are the enemy. And it's also a metaphor for darker things in there.
Oh my god.
We also learned that perhaps the people that make Pokemon are the real game freaks. And we learned that there are, in fact, a lot of contenders for Hole of the Year for the whole category in 2024. Who knew that holes would be so popular?
Holes are over, brother.
My favorite thing about this humans thing is that I told you all about that after I played it at SGF. I was like, no, like humans are the bad guys.
There's guns in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
Holes.
Stop jerking off the air, Dan.
Yeah, only do it on air. That's where we get paid.
Holes.
Slash beast for the boy division or whatever it was called.
Boy stable. Boy stable. Boy
Slash
stable.
beast for Mega Man X3.
Slash beast.
X4. My bad.
Cut man is okay. All right. Well, Giant Bombcast. We'll see you next Tuesday. He's been Jeff. He's been Dan. He's been Mike. I've been Jan. And boy, howdy, folks. Let me tell you about Metaphor ReFantazio and how we're going to dismantle everything when it comes to organized religion, colonialism, maybe relationships even, public transport. We should build more walkable cities in general. I think I regret that buzzballs have become associated with my personal brand. That's right. Take both hands like you're holding up. It could be, it could be worse. I could be associated with racism and homophobia. Shoot or unshoot.
Oh, don't forget the misogyny.
Oh, I never forget about the misogyny. It makes me uncomfortable, and we talk about it on our Wednesday meetings. Folks, that's Giant Bombcast. I hope you're doing well. I love you. Kisses on the mouth, kisses on the cheek, and kisses, just kisses, but only with consent. We'll see ya. Giant Bombcast.